Oh yeah, who's doing
People
the
will
log?
perceive me.
The person who got you into this mess, that's who's going to be doing.
Haifa?
Admiral Thralic.
Oh my god, are you two passing the buck on who has to talk about the situation, not even who caused the situation?
I mean, only in reference to who sent you here.
I mean, the one who gets the log gets the glory, so... Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Good thing only one of us has the cultural need for glory and honor.
You're right. Damn it.
It's a hologram.
Yeah, it's hologram.
Holographic honor.
Well, the
Yeah.
hologram is a Klingon right now. So.
Exactly. You have the cultural need for honor.
The cultural subroutine. Huh?
Culturally appropriated need for honor.
I'm writing the call out post as
No,
we speak. You're so
Technically
canceled.
wrong is the best part about that.
Oh, righty. Then. Okay, pasta? What?
Pasta?
I should
that's
make
right.
pasta.
I want pasta. I had pasta. I lie.
Okay, I've now convinced Roll20 it is really me for the third day in a row.
Hello everyone, I'm AD Springer, also known as Corbinian. This is the Electric Metropolis video game tour, and this is another episode of Halanak Station, a Star Trek Adventures TTRPG tale using the Star Trek Adventures system by Modifius, and things are getting more dire every time we come back. As we last left off, there was we are now entering into a fleet combat 3-threat game, but before all that, let us have a log. Probably from Fleet Captain Haifa, because you're the one who knows the most about the situation.
Sure. Fleet Captain's Log, Stardate 607-63.5. We have a good progress report from Commander Carpenter, who's managed to seize considerable portions of the starbase that fired upon us, including disabling its engineering, security, and command systems. In the process, they found the station was attempting to abuse artifacts from the inheritors. They still need time to secure the complete control of the station to support and defend this area, and until then, we're going to have to continue fighting the incoming enemy forces to a standstill. Everything really does rely on Carpenter pushing through and taking control of the station. In log. That way, when we die, they know whose fault it was.
Clever.
It's always the captain's fault. Because, Kirk does
Blame. The most important part of a log.
Here is the status of the system. Ramathrak and Citrain Raloff, you're still off at Halanak Station. Fleet Captain Haifa is aboard the Da Vinci. Commander Carpenter is on the Klingon space station named the Konos Katang, where General Korath is still trying to wrestle control of the station, though it is heavily damaged right now, and it'll be a great effort to repel the Starfleet forces aboard. There is, of course, the wing of fighters that were launched. I believe your launch amount is 8 because of extensive shuttle bays.
Yes.
These are all the ships. Some ships decloak as this fight starts. So there are some of these ones here are ones that were already in system. There's actually one like right next to you.
Can you give us scale in the blue bubble, since the blue one goes way last?
Say again, sorry?
Could you give us scale in the blue bubble? Like, you know, in Roll20 you can put a number inside the colored bubbles.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. I have it in the, when I click on the things, I have it in the little,
We
circles.
can't click on them.
Yeah. So you are... Is a 4... No. This one is a 1, 0, 9. Sorry, 0. Actually, I do it this way.
And GM, am I taking my turn? I assume my turn will be separate, so like I don't have a turn in the fleet combat and on the station, but rather I can only spend my turn in one spot.
So you have a hero action that you guys can take on your side, because the stuff you do on the station basically amounts to work actions, because you don't have, because I imagine what you're trying to do as a work action is to seize control of the station, and once you do that, you're now the commander of the station and can start using its scale against your surrounding enemies.
Okay.
So you do have a turn, it's just that you don't have a ship turn because you don't have control of the station. Then again, in reverse, General Korath doesn't either, because he has to get, one of you has to get final control of the station one way or the other.
So does Carpenter, to that process looks like Carpenter taking their hero action to try to gain a extra turn, like an extra ship turn, and then using that one turn that they've now got to do a work?
No, their hero action basically is them doing work, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have a ship to command, so their entire focus is, no, I'm just trying to get command of this station. That's all I'm doing. Now, things I'll note at this point, and I don't know if you would have said anything about this, but would the Da Vinci have sent a communique to Halanak that something's wrong? Or... Oh yeah, you weren't able to initially, but you would be able to now because the station can't jam your signal anymore.
I guess, but I don't think that's meaningful because we're too far away, aren't we? I'm not against it, I just didn't assume that it was...
that gives Ryloff and Thralic the ability to try to summon reinforcements that are near you, because there's the 10th R&D auxiliary that's floating around out here somewhere. They don't know anything's wrong yet, so they're just kind of in the area. If Ryloff can try to make a Romulans in the area try to intervene. Alternatively, on their turns, they can use people on the Da Vinci to do other hero actions, or have a hero action among the fighters.
And also, remember, QSC moves at the speed of instantaneously, so
we don't have QSD communication.
I was gonna see if we could mobilize any FIS ships, but I guess we'll probably know after we have half of them blown up.
Yeah, they're not in a position to assist you. The only people who can assist you are Trailblazers fleet and roaming Imperial, Senate Romulan ships. But the turn is your guys' first, so I just wanted to alert you to your options. That's all.
Does it take an action to alert Halanak?
No, that's why I was asking whether or not you told them.
I will tell the Admiral, but because of the information we've learned about the Inheritor tech, I don't want to request any help from the state. I'm not going to make it like I'm not gonna like send the communication saying that Admiral's eyes only. It's just that I'll include that we should that if the Admiral can send any reinforcements, make sure they're Starfleet only because of the delicate situation.
Distrusting our allies, yeah, I see.
They would abuse such a tool to help them win the Civil War.
They would definitely use it, and yeah.
There's already been a report of an inheritor tech in the Romulan space that's
Yeah,
being
but
fucked
also,
with.
would something that brings an end to a conflict be such a bad thing?
Yeah,
'cause they're gonna
nuking
misuse it
Japan
and
was
accidentally
such a
kill
great
everybody.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, you got
No,
anime
this
out
is
of
this
it,
is
so.
less like that. This is more like if it wasn't like the US's technical experts building a nuke, but just like some
found
the
them.
British called some friends of theirs in Arkansas and told them there was a nuke nearby. Now go take that to Japan. They're gonna mess it up. Like whatever bumpkin Romulan captain is out here is not the guy I want with the inheritor tag.
Wow.
It's a really good thing that they're not Klingons. 'Cause it's just like a list piling
don't
up
want-
of reasons to kill.
I
Kyph.
don't want bumpkin Klingons having it either.
Yep, the
What about
turn.
Pumpkin Starfleet officers?
All right.
Turn sits with you guys.
So, yeah, all that years of academy training and planning wasted because I assumed they would be huddled up. So we need a new plan. Da Vinci cannot move fast. And it's weird,
It's, unless
the
you
fighters, they are fighters, but they're not security for because they're too small to do that.
now can't the Da Vinci move fast if you divert enough stuff into with the positronic systems?
Don't know.
As a
But we
hero
can
action, you
that
could
way.
do that to give yourself extra speed. Because that's what that would amount to, is you, as a hero action, giving yourself extra speed.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know how you'd feel about that because it uses. The justification is that it uses power, except power's not really a thing in.
Yeah, I will need someone's hero action to make it happen. That's expensive in fleet combat.
So. The Da Vinci shines when it's making other people do things. Except that I'm not really sure how to use this talent. How do you create an advantage with the direct task? Like you direct someone else to do something that creates an advantage?
Yeah.
I don't know how you would use advantages in fleet combat.
Mainly be to make hero tasks easier. Because that's the only time you roll against a difficulty in fleet combat is when doing a fleet. Because hero actions they have some listed, but they're not comprehensive. They're just they just show the ones that are most fleet combat relevant. But you might be doing other stuff like shutting down a reactor or seizing a station, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it was
Okay. Let me give the Da Vinci vicious. So what is that, GM?
Oh, you can normally you can buff your security score, right? Like that's a thing you can do. So
Well, no.
on fleet
kinda-
combat, I meant not fleet combat. God damn it, ship combat. That's the thing
I'm
you guys did last
taking-
time, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
So
But I meant the Oh, sorry. That's not. I was getting. It's not one of the fleet actions to do that.
Yeah.
It's add challenge dice.
yeah, but what I was saying was that you could, because of that ability your ship could have, I'd be like, oh, I'd be willing to let you hero action create vicious, but that's just that if you wanted to add more challenge dice, then you'd have to do one or the other.
No, if it's a separate thing where if you want to come up with a way for the positronic core to work in fleet combat, I'm not against that.
I would call it control plus engineering difficulty of 3 to get the positronic thing to be, because basically that represents you doing it over and over and over the course of the battle, and also getting power back because you're probably firing like crazy during that to create
that's what
vicious.
click is for.
All right. Ship's trait of. I guess the trait of positronic core is what allows this.
Yeah.
Rather than the talent. Trait of well-drilled crew, because there's
Yeah.
multiple moving parts here. Meticulously maintained. We can. We're not going to run into problems because we're constantly using up 90% of the ship's power and then building power back up, right? We're not going to start burning things out.
Right.
And then off of Haifa, flag captain to manage the Da Vinci without losing sight of the battle as a whole.
Yeah. Down to 0 at that point. I'm gonna spend 2 threat to bring it up to 1. Because under the auspice that there is a ship in your zone that's firing at you, so your crew's gonna be a little distracted a tiny bit.
Which I would like to use calm under pressure to negate.
Yep. Can I pick on you more? Not at the moment, because if the station was active, I'd throw way more threat to try to make this almost super difficult. But that station's busier at the moment. So you're at div 0 currently. All comes.
Focus in EPS systems.
Yeah. Well, you've generated one momentum.
Trigger methodical planning.
Yep.
That is a sentence that's going to be said repeatedly today. I'm going to re-roll my assist die with maximized efficiency. Haifa, you get a re-roll.
Found. Haifa doesn't want your reroll. They don't want your pity. Okay, fine. likes my answer better.
And then there's also a bonus floating momentum from my assist.
So you've granted your ship the
Okay.
Fish's quality, which it normally doesn't have. But you have a unique ship layout that allows this. Basically, people between your security department and engineering department and the positronic computer, your ship is a whirlwind of activity.
I picture like there's like a shot of like Carpenter and the crew running past a big window and just seeing like every single phaser bake on the Da Vinci active all at once, shooting every target it can.
The Death Blossom.
Yeah.
Anything with this bonus, by the way? Because it's gonna...
Yeah, normally there's not much I could do with it, but in this case, I want to actually, I still may not be able to do anything with it. I want to spend... You said last time you can spend determination to take another hero action, right?
Yeah, because we learned that keeping turns and all that is a thing. I've just been running it wrong for years.
Yeah, I think keeping is swift tasking.
You be swift tasking if it's you doing it again, yeah. But if you determination spend, you're getting an extra thing out.
I meant, did we learn that swift tasking and keeping were both a thing, or was it just keeping?
They're both, because fleet combat is basically combat in a different form. That's all. Oh, well, shoot.
Okay, well then I will start by just swifting, so I'll spin that and one off the table.
Yep.
In which I'm going to I'm going to grant the Da Vinci an extra action.
I'm going to call that Presence Command Diff 3 by base.
Swift is 4.
Swift is 4, you're correct.
And I think from the ship, the only thing that's going to help here is well-drilled crew, because they're receiving multiple directions at once.
Yep.
From Haifa, flag captain.
Yep.
Calm under pressure.
Yep.
And project manager, because now Haifa's doing multiple things at once.
Yep.
I think we have found the thing that Haifa's good at. Presence command. This one, the focus in Starfleet protocol.
Yep.
Is my favorite admiral going to help out any?
He absolutely is. I was just stepped away for a second. Methodical planning.
Well, Grenan's not here, so...
Admiral. Well, no, I was about to say, you're definitely an admiral, but I don't know if I should say that first part yet.
Well, you know.
But the methodical planning, yes. Whoa, goodness gracious. Boop. Plus. Boop.
Okay, that'll go away because now I'm going to spend... Actually, is this the opportune moment? Yes. Just let that go.
Yep.
I am going to use determination to do that again.
To what value?
Just dig in and hold.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I'll take that.
This is a lesson that was learned like 10 minutes ago, and now it's sticking.
Uh-huh.
Using all those same traits again would get me to
+1.
+1.
What are you trying to do?
I just give the Da Vinci a 4th action.
Yeah? No? Yeah?
So we're not going to be attacking this round?
No, we're just building up this. We're building up. The Da Vinci's got. I've doubled what the Da Vinci can do.
That's
and
good.
we haven't even gotten started.
Methodical planning. Assist roll. Another 2. Hey.
Bonus. Yeah, 5 float.
We should figure out something to do with that float.
Yeah, I had other plans, but with all of that, I'm gonna use actually the command ship benefit. So it's if the direct task succeeds, we get an assist, and we convert that advantage to allied ships or away teams, as long as we communicate with them, right? So my thought is I can use one of the Da Vinci's actions because it has command for it can direct.
Right.
This is not me directing because I normally only have one. It's the Da Vinci doing it, and it can do it every
But
turn.
these are a result of your hero actions. These have to be resolved separately. Because the ship is its actions, and then yeah.
I think the best thing you can probably do with those is create 2 advantages, honestly.
Yeah. I will give what's the name of that? It's Commander Maxwell, right? I will give I will try to give an advantage of see, this was because this relates to Haifa organizing the Da Vinci in such a way that it can do more than a ship normally could. Like the crew is expending extra effort, right? So an advantage to Maxwell that the command department as part of this is really on their toes, so any of the help she needs in coordinating the fighters is there ready to go. And another 2 to say that because of Haifa's pushing the crew, the science team is also working very hard and passing detailed by the second updates to Carpenter of their scans of the station.
That's fair. I'll take those.
And I'm gonna let that one go. So here's my thoughts. My thoughts are to use the Da Vinci's first action to direct the fighters to do some feinting to weaken these people and kind of get them far enough away that they're not going to be attacked this round because they can move so fast. And then
don't we want to keep and do second player action first because player actions resolve before ship actions? Or am I misremembering that?
No, I thought because I'm tied to the Da Vinci, right? So
Yeah.
I thought it's me and the Da Vinci go, and we could keep to have someone in the fighters go. Right, the initiative is by the group of ships.
Yeah. So yeah, once Haifa does Haifa action and then a bunch of Da Vinci actions, you could keep and then either someone else who isn't attached to a fleet at the moment gets to do something before my guys do something, or it's someone in like the controlling this fleet here, so that'd probably be Maxwell, that sort of thing.
So
because you go hero ship and then you resolve whether or not you're keeping or not.
So actually, I guess these guys are 8, right?
Yep, 8, and they move 1 extra area because they're a small craft group.
Okay, so why don't I have the Da Vinci direct them to feint once, and then they feint once. Then, if the situation lends itself, whoever's controlling them might be able to take this on, or they might be able to decide to just do something else. But they're kind of at 8 dice. They're kind of equal to these 2 guys up here, but they're kind of unequal to this guy right here. So just to protect them, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm gonna have the Da Vinci direct them, which
There's no roll, you just do it.
There's no rolls. So they move 2 in feint, right?
They move up to 2 in feint, yep. We have them.
Maybe have them end like down here.
Yeah, have them just move straight through. Oh, where did you said here?
Yeah.
Which one? Up above.
I would go for lower one personally.
Yeah, that's what I was. This one because they're further away from these guys.
Yeah.
So, they make as if they're about to do an attack run, and they veer off and kind of zip between the 2 ships and just keep going as fast as they can as they get shot at. Because they're just hammered down at full impulse. It's like, yeah, good luck hitting us.
They perform an Akbar slash.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Okay, that's one of your actions gone. Directing them.
All right. Then I'm gonna disengage the Da Vinci into this square.
Okay, so your defense goes up by 2 because your defense dice go up by 2 because you're doing a lot of evasive action as you're moving away.
And then I'm going to attack run these guys.
These guys? Indicate again, please. These guys?
Yes.
Your attack running back into them.
No, but we're going. You can end up in an adjacent zone. You don't have to end up in the same zone.
That's true. I think, yeah, you can attack at adjacent zones. Well, yeah, same or adjacent. Yeah. So you're rolling 5 against their 4?
Good luck.
Yeah, as you're evading away, you unleash your Death Blossom of Devastation, and you manage to damage the D7, the Katinga class ship that decloaked right on top of you as you evade away from them and then circle around firing at them. Now you're down to your regular actions.
No, I've used.
Oh yeah, no, use one of your regulars. You're right. I'm full of crap.
And then is diagonal adjacent or not?
It is not here.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and finish that guy off.
Gonna attack run him again.
Yeah.
Thing is, where are you ending up? 'Cause you'd have a...
No, I take that back. I'm gonna go here and attack this guy.
Your attack dice is still reduced because you're attacking because you've attacked this round. Instead of 5, you'd be down to 4. So, do you want to do that? I just wanted to confirm.
No, I'll go here and attack this guy.
4 versus 4. You beat me. Yep. Ship gets destroyed as you unrelentingly pile on fire, and it gets devastated.
And we will spin 2 to keep.
Okay.
You know, phaser tanks are only supposed to shoot 1 beam at a time, but right now they're shooting about 4.
You're firing like your top array, your bottom array, then you turn your back and fire the rear arrays.
Well, we only actually did the amount of fighting the Da Vinci did. It can do normally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we supercharged the computer so it was shooting more accurately. What we spent most of our extra effort doing was commanding and managing the Da Vinci and the fighters.
So, which hero is acting next? Because you've kept.
Do we want to go over to station or do fighter group next?
No, you don't want to get hit by those 9, because right now, that 9 squadron next to you defensively only counts as a 7, but offensively they still count as a 9. So you don't want
Let's
them
get
to.
over to the fighter group then.
Okay, who's in command of fighter group? Or is there a hero assigned to fighter group? I presume Maxwell.
Maxwell is commanding them from the Da Vinci as flight controller.
That will eat a player turn. Whose player turn's being eaten?
I'll continue to do that.
Okay, so that burns Thrallix reinforcements. What's Maxwell's hero action?
Let's see. First off, we're going to go for extra action.
Okay, presence command, difficulty 3.
Fleet engagement focus.
That applies, yeah.
Could I argue for con because it's small craft?
If she was with them, yes, but she's on the Da Vinci.
Yeah, makes sense.
The trade-off for that is if the fighters get blown up, Maxwell doesn't get blown up with them because she's on the Da Vinci.
Yep.
You also have an advantage right now.
All right, so difficulty 2 then.
Yeah.
God, fresh supports are so fun. I'm going to spend a threat for a third die.
Sure.
Roll 3.
Because you're on the Da Vinci and not on the fighters themselves, I might suggest arguing for well-drilled crew, because these fighters are part of the Da Vinci's crew.
GM, does that apply?
I'd take it, yeah.
Okay, so hit to diff 1 then, I guess?
So you generated 2 with the comp?
Yeah, and then I'm going to methodical planning
Yes.
to roll my assist for myself. I, of course, crit that and give myself a reroll in the process. Gonna reroll that comp. Oops, wrong commander. Identity theft, don't worry about it.
Yeah. So 2 plus bonus because you succeeded, so you have 3 bonus momentum.
3 bonus momentum, yeah. And we have +1 action right now. I'm going to spend 2 of that momentum to Swift Task.
Yep.
And let's see, am I doing anything with the last momentum? Checking real quick.
Hey, who has chips? Give me chips.
I do have chips. I know you're not getting them.
Can I
Aw.
spend the float and 1 for the advantage distracting Death Blossom?
Two.
Because I like the name of it. The Da Vinci is distracting the this group with its flashy maneuvers and extra shots.
So it's buying you more time to do your hero action.
Yeah, basically.
It's like, are they going to turn around and shoot at us? I think they might turn around and shoot at us.
Mm-hmm.
What's your second hero action?
My
Jeez.
second hero action is going to be
Da-da-da is not a
adding
valid
challenge dice. Adding challenge dice to my group's attack roll.
action. Presence security.
Okay. Security, focus in small craft.
Yep.
Alright. 4. That's a bit much. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to spend another threat for a third die again.
Okay.
Distracting Death Blossom to lower the difficulty by 1.
Y'all.
Okay. Well drilled through off the Da Vinci again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And Maxwell does not have anything. I'm looking to see if Da Vinci has anything else that'll help with this because they're. Yeah, I don't think so. Cool. Rolling 3.
Generated 1.
All right. Generating 1. Methodical planning.
Y'all. And Thralic is assassinated. By who? Let's say Ryloff.
Uh-huh.
Okay, sure.
How dare you?
Don't worry, you get an arc out of it. No roll, you just get an arc because let me make you the traitor.
Yeah.
All right. So
Or
that's
I
an
could
additional
use a
4
Trailblazer
momentum.
Sidearm to do it. We'll frame him.
He's not here to defend himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
4 bonus, by the way.
5 bonus because of the bonus from my assist, I believe.
Well, you get 3 and then plus 1.
Right. But it was difficulty 2, so I got 1 off the base roll, 2, 3, 4, plus 1.
Recounting. Thought you were down to 5 for some reason. 2, 3. Four plus the bonus.
5 total. Yep. All right. So, my small craft gain an additional 1 challenge dice as base, plus an additional, let's say, 7 for a total of 8 additional challenge dice. So they roll at 16 challenge dice until the group's next turn.
So you're spending those 5
It's
plus
only
2 more.
for 1 attack.
It
before
says
next-
to the group's attack or defense once before the group's next turn. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you're spending that 5 plus.
Plus 1. Right? Or plus 2, sorry. 5, 6, 7.
How many additional dice are you buying?
I'm buying a total of 7 additional dice.
So one of those. So you only need to buy 6, right? So 5, 6. Yeah. I follow.
Yeah.
You get 1 just for succeeding at all.
Sorry, 1 more because I was counting the 1 as succeeding as having just been already accounted for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to go with 16 total dice. All right. And then I have to check our standings to see if I can do anything with them. Our standings are not great. I wonder whose fault that is.
Or was.
Yeah, none of those standings help, so I don't think she has a determination to spend because she doesn't have any values. Unfortunate. Cool. I have 3 actions, and I roll my attack that I'm about to do at 16 challenge dice.
So your attack running?
I'm attack running.
Attack running.
I am attack running this group here.
Where are you ending up?
I'm ending up, let's see, I can move 2.
Yep.
I'm gonna end up in this area by the station.
Okay. Do a feint and then rush right back at them.
Yeah.
Then you're rolling 6 back, essentially.
Mm-hmm. All right.
They should get 7.
9 minus 2 is indeed 7. You're right. I was testing your math skills. I like doing that as an educational part of the program. You see.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now let's test
really-
the Klingons' math skills here.
Okay, so they get pretty
Now,
bad. They get damage
think-
from anything.
I think I rolled more. My math skills aren't great, but I think I rolled more.
No, you rolled half as much. Sorry.
Tharlok's actually a Borg this whole time and assimilates Halanak Station, except for Ryloth.
Who has trauma, Borg?
He just runs for it. I'm not fighting. I'm leaving. Yeah, no. So there's the feint that they did from the thing, and then they're like, oh, they must be just like going this way, like getting ready to run away. Except Da Vinci rolled back around, starts shooting stuff, and then they roll back around after getting into an attack formation and just blast right through them, nearly devastating the command ship. But the escort ship was able to kind of draw some fire, so the damage just kind of spread out between the two of them.
Yep. So that's one. That's my extra action down. Still have 2 actions.
No.
I think we're going to loop back around and try to finish them off.
Okay, so your attack currently is 7.
Yeah, and that's so they're defending with 7 still then?
They got attacked before, so they're down to 6.
5.
6. Okay.
No, yeah, you're right, 6.
So you're gonna attack run back at them?
Yeah. I think we've got to be daring right now.
Are they vicious?
No. Vicious are all marked with cross swords.
Oh.
Yeah, because this is a mixed squadron, one ship has vicious, the other one doesn't, so it breaks their ability.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a downside
Alright,
of having the D7s with you.
So if you succeeded this, what are you planning on doing after that?
Getting out of dodge as far as I can.
Because you can move so fast, why don't you feint them
Feint and then attack?
and
Yeah, I
then
like
attack? Because you're still going to get to move a bunch,
that. Mm-hmm.
and you'll end up close to the Da Vinci, I think. But
Yeah.
you also are not. This is a pretty even fight here at 7 versus 6.
Agreed. So I think the fighter group is going to pull a rolling maneuver towards this zone and then double back and hit the first group again.
Oh, so they're gonna be like, aha, just kidding, we're gonna come back and feint to our adjacent guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Funny enough, the feint being like,
Feint,
now we're not fighting you anymore, we're gonna fight these guys. Just kidding, we're coming back.
Yeah. And they're like, ah, and they scatter because we just hit them a bunch. Hopefully. Alright, so they're down to
They were down to 6, they're down to 4
now. They're down to 4 dice.
Yeah.
Cool. Final action is going to be an attack run. That's 7 dice here. That attack run. What do I want to...
Where are you ending up, by the way?
We have to end up adjacent, right?
Yeah.
I'll
You
end
should-
up here then, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. It's this big loop of a strafing run.
Yeah, you've swirled around pretty much every side of them.
Yeah.
Welcome to why
These guys are
fighters suck.
fighting right now.
Yeah. Dogfighting capital ships.
Yeah.
Star Wars, eat your heart out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I mean-
no, you were doing like the classic boxer thing where you're keeping light on your feet and constantly jumping around them to land in one jab after another.
Would it shock you to know, Thralik, that this is exactly what Varder's ship can do?
It would not.
These 2 ships are destroyed as they are bevied by many micro torpedoes, I believe they have.
Yeah, they have micro torpedoes.
So like the first couple waves was just them peppering them with fire, and then they came back around for the big loop and just unloaded a salvo, this big cloud of torpedoes, and their ships just aren't ready to evade in time before.
Yeah.
Like, they evade a couple, but eventually there's just too many, and they're too damaged to dodge effectively.
To continue borrowing from Star Wars, the micro torpedoes take the shields down, and then the phaser cannons just rip them apart.
Alright.
Rip them apart in the sense that we don't kill them. Right.
Did Commander Maxwell receive that order?
That was what the standing practice last.
Disable them? Okay.
Actually, I take that back. Those quantum torpedo full spreads were not leaving ships intact, if I remember.
Yeah.
So never mind. That was not given. I think I'm misremembering. Oh, I'm misremembering the Breen fight. That was the standing order. Not here. No.
Different engagement.
Yeah, no. So these fighters are flying through explosions, I think, and Maxwell has like a headset on, actually. Captain, report. Battle group A1 is destroyed.
This is probably a premature cheer on the bridge before everybody realizes that was only A1.
Mm-hmm.
Flanking speed to here. Oh, wait, no, that doesn't work because they aren't super fast. I need. Hack is one zone. I can't get to you in time. Shoot. One move.
You can
Because.
think about it.
No.
No, because of diagonals. Yeah.
Think about it, so they can like literally
Oh.
dream about it.
And then attack run. Back you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
They go full out speed. They don't care that they're not in a defensive position anymore because they're mad and they want to get in there and take on the Da Vinci. Some of them have some history with the ship. I'll note they're not bothering to regroup with these guys. This particular fleet commander doesn't want to share the glory. Charge in and start opening fire on the Da Vinci A, not realizing that you have Vicious at the moment. But they're going to throw 10 dice and they have Vicious of their own.
Never mind, I was going to say you might have a chance then, but they also have Vicious, so it's
Yeah.
like, the dice may still be favorable. Never mind. My optimism has died.
I think I have more than you do.
Yep.
The Da Vinci gets badly damaged. I am going to keep... You have Vicious. Does this guy want the glory?
You have Vicious and 4. You outclass them.
How daring are you, sir? I'm gonna challenge that you. How dumb are you? You're not that dumb. Cool.
It's an even fight.
Yeah, go for the fighters
Of
instead.
self-respecting Klingon.
This one is gonna... It starts approaching the Da Vinci, but it actually feints the fighters. It swoops by the Da Vinci and attack runs the fighters. So it is 4 versus 6.
All right.
But you don't have Vicious, so...
It's
Yeah.
8. The fighters haven't defended. Oh, sorry, the feint.
Paints and then attacks, yeah. Oh, that's a lot.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5.
Yep, we're one down. I don't think there's anything I can do about that.
The fighter group gets damaged by the various torpedoes the Katinka class unloads on them after fainting. That was me keeping, and it goes to friendlies. So this would fall into the laps of Carpenter or Rylov.
Well, I was told not to bring reinforcements into this battle zone, I'm presuming, Admiral.
I mean, the Admiral could contradict the captain's orders.
I mean, I do have an argument alternative to that, which is just stopping the Klingons from having more.
Yeah.
Because we're not technically in the area. And
Here's
I
the
can
thing.
reasonably sell the state on that still.
Here's the thing. I think that, possibly against her better judgment, Frolic trusts Rylov enough to believe that things will work out. So she's going to look at Haifa's recommendation and will, back on the station, ask Rylov if the state has any ships in that region that could lend assistance.
I'll find out.
So, it'll be a hero action for you to get them to you're basically making a call up, finding out who's out there, who's anywhere nearby. That's gonna be presence command to get them to go. Difficulty 3. But on top of that, you can summon, it's cost momentum per scale of what you want to show up. There is a max because there's only so many ships that could possibly be out here.
Okay.
I would say at most there's 3 Daredexes out here that are anywhere near this fight. Which means you could maximally. Yeah, there we go. You could spend 6 times 3 in momentum and threat to summon the full squadron of the Daredexes that are floating around out here. Which is 3. It's like, hey, you 3, could you go to here, please, and help out? Who are you? Fleet liaison for Halanak Station. Do you want brownie points or not? Sure, okay.
There's also definitely the argument of the traditionalists have still been raiding state space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So getting rid of them is honestly more important to the
Yeah,
Romulan
engage
state
in
than
some
the
anti-piracy activity over here is actually possibly convincing.
Well, it means that this squadron could potentially go elsewhere because there's no longer the threat from the significant.
Yeah.
Because you could order them to back off. It's like, hey, you're done with the pirate thing. Go away. Okay, well, you're the reason we're here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call it difficulty 3, and I'll put up the difficulty 4 because maybe one of them heard a rumor about a Klingon station out here, or maybe something about a inheritor tech, but they're not known for sure, and you have to convince them to no orders, shut up, stop asking questions. Okay, I'll shut up.
Yeah. Oh, understand.
I don't want to piss off the fleet liaison. I can get in a lot of trouble with you. Like, I may outrank you, but you can cause me trouble in the Senate. I don't want to deal with that. Or, I don't know, I want to mess with you anyway. And if you fail and get complications, they may show up on their own without you doing anything, but you don't control them. They're a third faction that's just doing what they want.
Oh god, that's really funny.
That'd be a less than ideal situation. So,
Yeah.
that said, what actually are mission directives for today, potentially?
We do not have any because I have not been allowed to set any more up since mine last.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
So there's the standing ones.
Unfortunate. Yeah, there's only standings.
Standings. Oh.
Yeah. Which are pinned, but are not particularly useful.
I mean, yeah, no, there's probably not one that's like, yeah,
Yeah.
you should do this. However, I know if I had Romulan standing ones, there definitely would be. Okay, so instead.
Okay, hold on. What if you argue that because you're demonstrating cooperation with Starfleet, this would strengthen your relations with the FIS?
Oh yeah, actually. I just couldn't
stand
actually
for
find the directives.
standing
within
one.
messages.
Yeah, they're a few pins back, but they're there. Standing directive
Oh, there
1
they are. Yeah.
is yeah.
Rylov could do that because, like, well, I am. Maybe I'm not doing Starfleet thing, but I do. Because Rylov genuinely thinks, and he's done as much, is try to integrate the Senate forces into the FIS. Like, that's a current extended task you're in
With
the middle
notations to security specifically.
of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Now, having found those directives, yes, that one does seem appropriate. Project Cobalt Security, and that's not relevant to this. But yes, we'll use that.
Okay.
Why? Because it seems particularly pertinent. I do have the trait of mistrust Klingons.
This doesn't hurt you or help you either way.
Yeah. I was like, we don't need to trust them. We're going to kill them.
You're trying to gather Klingon reinforcements to be a different question.
Now, make sure you don't trust any, information coming out of those Klingons' computers, though.
Yeah. Well, trust but verify. Contacts within the Imperial State. is separate as a trait
That would
from
bring it.
standing
Yeah,
alone?
that would bring it down for sure. Because fleet liaison is why you can do it, but contacts makes it easier to get them to do things. Because you're probably asking someone in the Senate, "Hey, I need papers. I need to have temporary authority to reorganize ships."
Yes. Presence command. Might hit this with the Oh, one strategy and tactics. Is that the Admiralty focus right now or no? I'm guessing it is.
There is no focus right now.
There is no Admiralty focus right now. Never mind.
Because those are assigned when you
Sorry.
assign the directives.
Star Navy protocols.
Yes.
We will use the Starcross to double my focus range.
Yep.
I am attempting here. And I did have an alternative offered for if we didn't actually want them in the battle zone, but hey. Okay, that is a chunk of stuff. That means I have diff. Yeah. Yeah, it's 5? 5. Yeah. Right? No. Yes. Wow, you get all of those, all 5. That is unfortunate.
Hooray!
Wow.
No, I don't have a complication range on this one. Go away. Shoot. Be gone. Ooh, that is less than... Well, I mean, I still pass, but I don't keep the determination either.
I don't think methodical planning will trigger on this one, correct, Gia?
Yeah, you didn't
That
plan
is
for the Ramas even to enter into this equation. This is kind of an
Yeah.
ad hoc thing.
So that's 5 at the moment. 6, 7. But with the complication that I don't want to do that too because I'm going to da 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 da. Okay, sorry. I just inheritance, which is just the sins of the father, all of that. Good lord, I don't believe that's an appropriate milestone, but I forgot the note that I'd made on that one.
I'll say again. Sorry.
Oh, just the notes that I made for inheritance, the sins of the father, is just all of that. Good lord. Shutdown, episode shutdown, which is security planning, deployment boarding. Those are all separate things per word.
Yeah, because there was a fleet combat as part of that, as I recall. Part of that adventure. Yeah, I'll take it.
Shut down. Okay. Let me make a note of that, and I will use that determination to roll 2 of them again.
All right. Both comps. Let's go.
Well, you know, there's always a chance.
Both comps. Let's go.
Oh, hey,
God.
I like those. Oh my god. They're both 1s. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 at the moment. Legion of Honor 14. Well, I just gained 2 bonus momentum on a successful task, but you know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on top of the 6. You have 7 float. So that's if you spend all the float and your 6, that gets 2 of them just in momentum. If you want the third one, you'd have to give me 5 threat and a momentum. Otherwise, you're only getting 2 ships.
I'm just sitting here debating now. I'm like, do we want all 3?
Do they have foreign anything?
I don't know.
They have no, they have a 4-0.
Then yes, you
They're
want all 3.
big.
Yeah, 2 of them is 12 scale. Right? They're 6 scale.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do the other thing to You'll get a bit more threat, but there'll be 3 of these boys. Successes, though. Or 14. Well, no, not 14 successes, but enough 12 success. Are we counting them? I might be being stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Boop.
Yeah, alright.
And woo, I almost did something I wasn't supposed to. Okay.
13. That's what it was.
So it's a scale 18 Romulan fleet shows up. And we will actually have them. I put them here, but they could appear in other places because they're spread out. So I am going to random roll. Well, that's the presumption that they basically come in and start attack because they're going to decloak them in.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go. I'm going to roll D4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's kind of helpful, actually.
It's actually pure. Here. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. The outer ones they appear in. Not the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They appear here.
Has a very helpful position, I think.
Yeah, it actually is.
You do get their fleet actions because your hero action was summoning them basically.
I feel like these Daredexes are not quite life size on this man.
They seem a bit undersized compared to those Klingon vessels, but
Yeah. They're a lot taller than they are wide, you see. So.
yeah.
They're like skyscrapers.
Now, nothing quite says. I mean, I suppose that could just be 2 attack runs, but they're vicious, and that would be a risk, right? Because I believe 10 vicious could beat 18 normal.
They're
They're 9
kind
vicious
of.
anyway.
So
no.
vicious has the effect of having giving you 2/3 more successes. So 18 still comes out statistically on top, but not by much.
Yeah,
Only by
I'm
like
going to
1.5
opt for-
points.
I'm going to opt for caution for a faction that is presently
Well-
hurting for ships and manpower.
What you could do, if you feint them,
Yeah.
because they're relying on vicious, feinting them
Oh,
is
they're
more
hurt
effective.
a lot more by vicious. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, like feint and attack, because then they're just a 1 action. That's still good.
Mm-hmm.
So fainting at them, and then you're gonna attack run this way.
We'll attack run this way to
Link up.
essentially be ready to help them, however that might be needed. Because it doesn't help cooperation with Starfleet if all the Starfleeters die. Oh, we can't actually do that, can we? Because we need to be adjacent to them.
You have to be adjacent to attack, yeah.
Yeah, and we can't do that.
You can feint in and then attack, run into the Da Vinci square.
Well, you can only move one though.
Yeah, we can only move
Well,
one.
but
on
the
thing.
feint. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I
feint
see.
takes us there.
Yeah,
We could just attack run and stay in here, but
It does leave you adjacent to Da Vinci.
yeah.
And like whether you're in the same zone or one away from the enemy ships doesn't really matter.
But I guess if you, it depends. If you want to just be close to Da Vinci and do damage, you probably want to be here. If you want to shield the Da Vinci, you probably want to end up here.
There's no way they can end up there.
Because you can feint. Oh, you're right. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
you probably just want to end up
Yeah,
here.
so just end up there. Just get in their face with it. As these 3 massive vessels just loom over.
Loom over, just
Yep.
broadside the hell out of them. Hello, we're the feint is them decloaking, and everyone thinks when Romans decloak, they fire right away. It's like, just kidding. It's like, are they ever gonna shoot? Are they ever gonna shoot? Oh, they're shooting. So I'm rolling 8 versus
like
your
the
18.
The extra feint is they initially lock onto the Da Vinci. Everyone's like, what?
Like, those Imperial are state. We'll find out when they shoot.
So that's 18.
They're not even 100% sure of that question until they shoot.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's more. 11, 12, 13, 14. Even if I get 2s on the other things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm still screwed. Oh, they take their damage as the Ramans faint right on top of them and do considerable damage to the 2 large Cavort-class birds of prey. And Da Vinci, you get an alert from their commander, here to assist with anti-piracy activities.
Haifa will send back a curt acknowledged.
Because the Romans might be like, hey, don't shoot us. Because this is open space. This is not a
thing they should be fearing right
now. Do you guys wish to keep 2 Carpenter, or do you gonna
Could be free, actually. Under the aspects of quick to action.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I hadn't thought of that, sorry.
Yeah.
Then I think we would, because if Carpenter wants to,
Yeah.
with 3 systems remaining in a swift and a determination action, maybe you get the station this
You
round.
might be able to take the station, yeah.
All right. You
So-
know what?
What?
Go big or go home. Let's do it.
All right. How many sections of the station did you take? Was it 2? 2 of the 6?
3 last time.
It was 3.
3?
It was engineering, command, and security.
So what we're gonna
Yeah.
do for fleet combat is that we're
Mhm.
gonna have a roll off between you and General Korath, and then that says who's doing damage, and then you roll security +2 in challenge dice. If you do at least 5, you've seized another station. Although the flip side is Korath can do the same. He's trying to take his station back, so he can start shooting. So you start getting into the fight again.
So this is kind of like a melee, meaning that it doesn't really matter who initiated the turn. At the
There's
end of
2
it, someone
turns.
has gained progress and someone has lost
Yeah.
progress.
Yeah.
Makes sense, actually.
Now you can make the argument, because you're the one taking a turn at the moment. You can make an argument for pretty much anything. Command is you commanding people, obviously. Security is you getting in there shooting. Engineering is going around ripping things out. Con, I don't see making sense because you're not flying around or anything. Science, maybe. Medical, I don't see working.
Last time I was doing control command, and that made the most sense for Carpenter's very direct and controlling style of command. So yeah, no, very detailed and precise orders, and you are in trouble if you don't make them happen. So yeah, I'm gonna say control command is I issue dedicated battle plans. What segment do you guys think is most important to take next? Science, medical, or con? If we take their con, I believe that means their ships can't dock anymore.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able
I don't
to.
know
They
how
wouldn't be
these-
able to launch fighters or have people dock here.
Well, that would be
Yeah,
useful because that would cut them off from ever getting any reinforcements so long as we hold those bays. So yeah, we're sending a full-scale force to take over con.
Okay. I bought a full mitt, by the way, as I'm opposing your roll.
I apologize for leaving you no momentum.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Well, you have an
yes.
advantage because of Haifa's turn. You could also argue well-drilled crew because everyone you're commanding is from the Da Vinci.
That's true.
GM, can I get a determination from my first duties to the Federation, the thing I spent for last session when I was trying to take over? Alright, and then I'm immediately spending that 1 determination on Spirit of Discovery to get 3 momentum. Now I will spend 3 momentum and 5 threat. Or 3 momentum, 4 threat to have a full mitt. A focus in team dynamics to get a focus.
Yep.
Alright, so that's 16 with a focus. That's with cautious. I have an advantage, so that manifests as 1 free hit,
Yep.
I assume.
That's correct.
Alright. All right. And you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to activate Resolute and activate extra effort and take 2 stress damage to get another extra hit. If you'll let me do that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You want to reduce your max HP? I'll let you do it.
Okay. So that's
Methodical
Oh
planning.
no.
And you didn't have +2, you have +3 because of well-drilled crew.
Oh, okay. So that's
There's another one.
2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. 10 hits. Am I counting that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Count 9.
Oh, Winchester
2,
said
3,
it was a +3
5.
from advantages and not 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
2,
the
3,
advantage
4,
Hypha
5, 6,
gave,
7, 8,
well-drilled
9,
crew,
10. Yeah, that
and
works.
the one you made. Yeah.
Seize the shuttle bays and the navigational arrays of the station.
And generated 4. Yeah. I'll say the stress damage represents an active style of command that got her a slight injury, but yeah, you get a report on your desk that no fighters are launched and that actually this is fine if no, but can I spend 2 on an advantage that we find pilots to launch any of the remaining fighters on our side?
No, you need full control of the station to do that safely.
Okay. That's totally fair. But yeah, you get a curt note from Carpenter that just says, just a short message in text that says, all docking ports seized, nothing is coming in or out.
Alternatively, if you want to escape and evacuate your boarding party, that's how you do it. You just tell everyone jump in fighters and just leave the station. We'll just leave as a squadron.
As part of you saying that, because you're gonna need determination for a third action to actually take the whole thing, and you spent yours.
You spent a milestone, right?
I spent a milestone to get a determination and then spent my that, so I still have one.
Okay, I thought I was gonna have to give you one of mine.
Okay. Now, GM.
Yeah.
Can I activate the value plans within plans on the grounds that this attack on the con was actually a flanking maneuver and that the real force was actually gathering behind what's left? Medical and
Science.
Yeah, and the real force was actually gathering around their medical department. That this whole move was a flanking maneuver to get them off position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. So your determination spending to get an extra turn.
Yes.
Okay.
And now we're gonna go again.
Full minute.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
I actually will give you that determination.
Okay. In case I need a reroll.
Yeah, GM. The milestone gained from last week, diving head first, because this is what I was doing last week.
Yeah. I don't know if it's relevant. Did it have similar themes, or were the lessons you learned that episode relevant to this one?
Did last episode contain fleet combat? That's the real question.
Well, technically no, so I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It'd be such a ticky-tack way to do that, damn.
Alright, 3 momentum, 4 threat. Let's go.
1, 2.
Methodical planning.
Yes. Also be 3 threat,
6.
not 4, because it costs 6 to get a full net. I've been taking the correct amount.
Okay.
So I thought I'd let you know. I was like, why are you trying to give me why are you trying to give me
bad at math,
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Math. I meant bad at math, Jesus Christ. I mean, you could take the extra threat if you want.
Well, I mean, if you're giving me permission, I'll cheat, sure. No,
It's open season.
It's open.
It's free real estate.
So, oh, right, I have to roll.
That would be helpful.
I'm
a
not
lot
sure
of-
if that roll is helpful.
I'm gonna spend 3 threat for the true empire. To reroll some of my dice. How much did you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need the 16, 17. I can leave the dice I have alone. I'm just gonna reroll. Because if I reroll the 7 and 6 and whiff, I'm screwed. Nope, shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Thought I used up 3 threat for that.
So am I. Sorry.
Uh,
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die soon.
So that you will seize the medical department, and I'm basically gonna give you a free advantage because General Korath, in his haste, he thinks that true Klingons of the true Empire will fight on even in sickbay. However, he forgets that biology still exists for Klingons, and if you're missing a leg, I don't care how many Kaplaws you yell that morning, you're still not gonna be as fast as normal. Like there's gonna be, he's overestimating the spirit, the will of a Klingon. When their medical base being raided. And like, oh, Starfleet won't rush in here and shoot at injured people. We will if you start picking up a gun. And besides, we're shooting for stun. Some of you are getting stunned, knocked out. Some of you are being vaporized because we're not taking chances because you might kill us. So,
All right, am I spending that last determination one more time to wipe them out, or am I letting them go? I don't actually even know if I can.
No, what you would do is you would use Resolute, get your momentum, and then use those to Swift Task. Because you haven't Swift Tasked yet. All you did was use
Okay.
Determination to take a second turn.
Then yeah, I will spend my determination. Sure, on the uniform does not come off on the grounds that no matter how much.
you've already determination bought another turn. Your only option is to Swift buy a turn.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was going to get at. We don't have enough momentum to do that. So
Oh, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You're trying to
Use
Spirit of Discovery.
Yes.
Yeah, I
that's
said
what-
Resolute. I meant Spirit of Discovery.
Okay.
Yeah, can I Spirit of Discovery on the uniform does not come off on the grounds that no matter how much effort we've put in this far, the battle's not over and we have to keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I have something attacking me. Go away. There we go.
So yeah, that's how much is it to Swift? 2?
2, yeah.
I was gonna say, but you know, it's an intense action scene in DS9 when they take off the outer jacket and they just got like that gray smock on.
Yeah. All right. 1 momentum, 5 threat. Let's go.
5 threat. I might as well full mitt. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 6, 4 versus 7. I can get there. I just have to termination spend for the true empire.
You keep saying that.
That's what it's for.
Well, if they say it enough, it'll become true.
The truth works.
That's how truth works. Yeah.
We're both saying at the end of the day, the true empire will hold this station. It's
God damn it. Such a waste of the determination. You stupid general. I could get Worf here and he'd do a better job. I can get his son to do a better job of this. What the hell, Korath? God damn
Now,
it.
he's saying the true empire, so we're just gonna put Romulans on the station now.
Yeah, I was about to
I mean,
He's
this
wrong.
is the thing. This is the thing, right? Generals in civil wars aren't picked on competency; they're picked on loyalty. And clearly, this guy's loyalty to the true empire outweighed his actual skills.
Yeah.
Yep.
Our Carpenter,
Look,
you have
we were
seen.
going to operate this base out here no matter what.
She now has a fully operational battle station.
Hey,
in a cool chair in a dark area. in a cool
Um,
path.
No, yeah, everyone be lucky that Alderaan isn't around.
Yeah.
Well, there is an Alderaan right there. So here's where it gets worse. Because you seized the station as part of your hero action, you now have the station's actions. it can't move, obviously. So anything that says
Okay.
move one, do a thing, it can't move. It's a station.
So you can only attack things that are adjacent to you.
However,
Or launch
there are
fighters.
2 scale 4s adjacent.
Yeah, just
That's true.
annihilate those 2 scale 4s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, can she? I don't know what the station stats are, but if they could potentially help one of the other ships repair.
Hold on, let me find out. I think they are repair because that's the purpose of the station is to be a repair base.
You can help other people repair by just being there, but you can't repair other people. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
If you have engineering
I think
4,
you
you
have to use
can.
your hero action to do that. Oh,
Yeah,
no, yeah,
if
you're
you
right.
engineering 4 is the superpower of healing other ships.
It allows you to help them, but it basically gives your regrouping vicious if you're near the helpful ship.
Oh, am I wrong?
But it doesn't say it gives them the ability to roll for you.
Oh,
I might
you're
be
right,
using
you're right,
Hero
yep.
action, yeah.
Oh,
think-
but the regroup action might.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to pull out the fleet rules again and
I'm
see how they
sorry, I
actually work.
spoke and I.
Oh no, it says this. So this is not part of the engineering 4. This is part of normal regroup. This supporting ship may be in the same group or different one. Repair crews, medical personnel, and casualties can be beamed between vessels as required.
Ah.
Yeah. So you're
that's
saying
just
the
me
GM was
suggesting.
right?
Well, for the wrong
Shocking.
reason though. Although I don't know if you can regroup in your square or adjacent. I would think it has to be your square because you have to be able to beam over to each other. So you have to be healed. You have to be in the same zone as the station.
That makes sense. Oh well,
Okay.
I had a suggestion.
Okay, but can
Um,
I attack anyone who's neighboring me?
Yes, because that's
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what the special things for the station is because it is
Okay.
it has
Yeah, I don't know what its numbers are.
yeah. I didn't think the station was gonna be seized yet.
You moved faster than I was anticipating.
Yeah, Haifa's favorite thing recently is to throw Carpenter on enemy ships and just hope it works out. And so
It's
far,
worked out sometimes.
as long as you don't look at Carpenter's arm, it has worked out perfectly every time.
Or the casualty list.
You know, some of you may
50%
die.
of the
but this is
time it works,
risk
100% of the
I'm
time?
willing to take.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when I said that, I didn't mean like when some individuals of you may die. I meant when when some of your body parts might die. But that's okay with me.
Yes. But you know, we're very enlightened in the future. You know, everyone wants a robot arm. It's in chic
whoops.
right now.
I need to know
Hey,
scale.
we
It's the
even
other-
like robot feet here on the Da Vinci.
I don't want to hear about robot
Well,
feet.
you don't apparently.
No, I switched track.
So
Oh, you
Everybody was-
converted. I see.
flip flopped is what we would say in politics. So look, hard line or go home. No. But yes, so the station is scale 8. It has vicious. If you're wondering why you didn't take down the shields right away, it has enhanced defense grid. So it gains an amount equal to half the station's scale. And it's sturdy construction, so it only suffers breaches at 8 instead of 5.
Oh man, yeah. I was thinking. I thought it was actually much higher than 8. It was a bunch of talents. It was punching way above its weight.
Yeah.
Well, that's what vicious.
That was punching as like a scale like 13 or whatever.
Yeah, that's
basically.
what I thought we were dealing with at least 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And what's its range? Because normally you can only attack groups next to you.
Right.
But
Yeah, it's the same because in fleet combat, you're only fighting at your square or adjacent. So
okay, so there is nothing adjacent to it.
Yeah,
no,
there's the-
adjacent zone,
yeah,
adjacent zone.
Oh, it's zone. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking.
So there's
side.
two
Okay.
enemy ships.
All right. In that
They
case,
haven't gone yet. These guys
these
have
guys-
gone.
All right. Well, then, yeah. You know, we've seized command. Well, here's a question: has Korath been captured or killed in battle?
I will say I'll spend 2, and he will have honorably prevented you from capturing him, shall we say?
Okay. Be that as it may, yes. Myself and the most skilled starship or station weapons experts are all going to the bridge to take command from there. Other people are doing medical and prisoner care as needed. And yeah, once we're on the bridge and once we've got all of our people in line, she's gonna say all guns target that squad and fire.
Your 8 vicious versus my 4.
All right.
4 not vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Who needs vicious?
Oh my god.
Just roll 2s.
So yeah, you unload your this station's disruptor arrays and photon torpedoes, utilizing its fast targeting systems. And it also helps that you have sturdy construction and enhanced defense grid, so even their return fire is blunted. So you're just unloading on them, and any return fire they do is just so it just whittles away at you, but it doesn't really do anything real damage.
And even if they were aware vaguely that Federation teams were taking over the station, I'm sure they weren't expecting the station to open fire upon them.
Yeah.
Just suddenly your biggest asset in this fight just turns around and starts blasting into you.
You have a second action. If you attack again, you're at 7 days. If you attack that guy, they're at 3.
Why not wail into them again?
Oh no. Well, they get to die in battle. They get to go to Sovacor. Not how they thought it was going to happen, but you know.
I know what side you're on. I don't think it's going to be Stone.
Oh, bollocks. They get the strikes. Just
say that like it's a surprise.
It's like just on it's 5 torpedoes later, they're long gone and obliterated, as this station is not one for underkill because it's a Klingon station. Also, disruptor array. There's a thought, like a huge strip of disruptor fire.
Yeah, no, those ships are just ground up into nothingness.
That section of space was green for a second.
Yeah.
Flip the indicator from salvo to single torpedo. It just calls you insults.
Yeah. There's Carpenter like lets the crew cheer as its friend that the group has been destroyed, and she says, "Crew, you've done excellent work here today. They will speak of this heroic action forever, but it's not over yet."
So
but my turn is over. So
these guys move at flanking speed. Join up with this guy, so his turn becomes irrelevant.
Goodbye, Carpenter.
They went from 10 to 15. Oops.
Oh god, 50.
They did Transformers and became bigger. They blot out the sun.
I mean, us to see the cool anime power-up sequence where the 3 captains do their moves and
it's all in Klingon.
Allow it.
Yeah, and then they attack run on the station. So 15 vicious versus your 8 vicious, because it's the first time you're defending.
However, they only get to shoot at you once at least.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
There's a lot of zeros.
10, 11.
You may be able to pull this off.
all right, how much do I have to roll?
8.
Cross your fingers, cross your toes.
Okay, 8. I'm sorry, I thought it went down for every attack you made.
One,
Well,
2,
it's
3,
both.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So it's equal.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No,
7,
they have
8,
11.
9, 10, 11.
Can I spend 1 momentum to reroll those zeros?
Have I been allowing that? I don't know if I've been allowing that.
No, we haven't ever.
Okay.
No, it doesn't
Yeah.
work at fleet scale because you have to do the action that allows that.
Okay,
Right,
okay.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So is this functioning the same way where it's 2 heads and it's gone?
Yep.
You can repair them.
Yeah, you've got an extra hit.
Yeah, you get
They
that
just
massive
use their
squadron
2 actions.
just starts unloading on the station, and station shields and hull are good, and that's why you don't get obliterated by the 3 Cavort classes unloading everything they have. It's like any lesser ship would have melted. This thing is pretty sturdy.
When she hears the report that the Klingons are opening fire on the base, Carpenter gets a very Machiavellian grin on her face because she knows either way she's won. Either they win this battle and the station is not in Klingon hands anymore, or she and the whole station are destroyed, in which case the Klingons do not have this base anymore. Either way, she's won.
That's definitely the way you want your Starfleet officers thinking. We're the good guys.
These guys are gonna move here to join up. So, oops, this guy stops being his own independent
And again,
unit.
they become bigger ships in the process.
So 1.
We need this transformer
2.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the
They
I think it's called multi-vector
distinctively
assault
shaped.
mode.
They're gonna move here, disengaging a bit, staying in a nice.
Oh, I just
Defensive.
realized these guys should have been easier to hit because they did the fast move. Damn.
Oh,
They
should
did.
have
They were 2 down.
That's
Right.
true. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
I
still hit
believe
them, so it doesn't change.
all bad guys have moved. I believe that's true. So, reset the hero counter to the second round of the combat.
Woohoo.
It goes faster when you've killed half of everybody.
Yeah.
I will note that the Death Blossom ability has gone away. You'd have to reestablish that if you wanted to do it again.
Yeah. Why don't I start by doing all of these things again?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we've got several ships that need to repair. All 3 of you, in fact.
Yeah. Which I'm going to manage. Yeah. Let me get started here.
Yep.
So the first thing will be to give the Da Vinci an extra action.
Ooh. Presence command difficulty 3 normally.
Oh, Commander's Carpenter's sheet is not going to help here.
Well, that's kind of rude. I think Carpenter did a good job.
We have too many Starfleet tokens of vaguely female characters with red circles. I get lost.
Yeah, a lot of white brunettes on this team.
Whose fault
It
is
worked
that?
out the way it worked out, okay?
We casted everyone from Minnesota, apparently.
Oops.
Yeah.
The entire state is the crew of the Da Vinci.
You
All
can
right.
probably fit the entire state of Minnesota, the entire population on a Galaxy-class ship.
So
Possible an evacuation of 12,000, I think. So maybe not.
meticulously maintained because the ship is in a severely damaged state, but we're able to keep
Operating. Yeah.
operating. Well-drilled crew, mostly along the same thought lines.
Yep.
They can handle this. God damn it! There's Carpenter sheet again.
Amazing.
Um,
I like to give myself resolute and give myself an extra die.
flag captain. No, actually, I would rather be Haifa at the moment. Flag captain.
Yeah. Yep.
Commander
get to
pressure
ask-
because I'm about to die if I don't get this pulled off.
Yeah.
And project manager because these extra actions are not going to be used for the Da Vinci. I need to manage a fleet now, so I need to be spinning plates.
Okay.
Which I think puts me just at 2 automatic successes. Because
Yeah.
I've gotten 5 traits. Alright. And this was extra action, so... I call it Starfleet Protocol.
Yeah.
Alright. Admiral, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I was just figuring out how many Galaxy classes it would take to evacuate Minnesota, and it turns out about 300.
I'm just picturing like an ensign stumbling into the admiral's office, like, Madam Admiral, I have very important news about the fleet engagement, and you just see the admiral close a tab and turn to look and be like, oh, what's it? What is it?
It's a holographic display with like 300 galaxies over it.
And
Yeah.
their plan is evacuation of Wisconsin, right? But it's also an invasion and destruction of like Minnesota.
No, we were evacuating Minnesota. We'd be
to
invading
destroy
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So you have, so you've bought yourself a free action. Someone here has to
Alright.
keep track of what's going on.
I'm gonna spend 2 to swift task.
Momentum, I presume.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. You would have had a float because the admiral assisted, so you actually get one of those.
Okay.
My bad.
All right. And this next one is automatic regrouping of the Da Vinci.
Okay, so that will be presence or control plus engineering difficulty of. Are you swift tasking to do this?
This is a swift task.
4.
All right. Meticulously maintained and well-drilled crew, because we're good at putting ourselves back together.
Yep.
Okay. And then from Haifa, I'm not really. This isn't really dealing with other ships, so I think project manager.
Yeah, because you're managing a massive damage control initiative.
And then calm under pressure, because if we can't get the Da Vinci operational, right, we have a scale 10 vicious and a scale 15 vicious right on our doorstep.
I'll take that. I'll spend 2 threat to bring it back to diff 1.
All right.
On the basis that it is you've taken you took a lot of breaches before this fight, and now you're getting fleet damage. So there's a lot of you have problems on problems. So this is a lot more than your crew's used to dealing with. But it's diff 1, so it's like it's doable. It's just not easy street for them.
Thankfully, power's never one of those problems because of click.
Yeah.
We've lost a nacelle. We've lost half of our phaser banks and our shields, but we're at full power because
We don't have any replicators on the port side of the saucer, but other than that, we're okay.
There's actually an insect in the walls.
I hear crawling in the walls. That's a good thing. What?
And he's really good at his job.
How off-putting
Alright.
that must be to just hear occasional clicks and crawling in the walls.
I mean, we do have Jeffrey's tube, so it's not that weird.
It is if you start hearing the walls say, for the hive, in unison. They're on our side, right? The 100th time, Ensign, yes. Stop asking.
Every time Click says for the Hive, just replace that with the Federation or the Da Vinci or Starfleet as is appropriate.
What were you saying there? Sorry.
Focus in Starfleet protocol.
I don't know if that applies, but yes.
That was not what you asked me to roll, but what you asked me to roll was one higher.
Well, I'm going to treat those both as comps because you cheated.
That was an anti-cheat.
But no, we said it was open season already tonight.
Oh, okay. Let me get my 100th threat then. So you have
Other
one
than that,
float,
watch
by the
game.
way.
And that's until the Admiral helps out.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm rolling. I did not help out. I'll re-roll that though. I did help out.
There you go.
I didn't help, but
Okay, so the automatic reroll just helps. I am going to.
First page of my notes didn't help. The second page did.
Oh, it allows regrouping without rolling. So yeah, you'd have to. You
Yeah,
have to burn a turn to do it. Yeah. What are you doing with these 4?
Yeah.
If anything.
I'm gonna spend 2 to give Carpenter
I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. What's up?
I'm still thinking.
Okay.
This is the thinking icon. I have to do it manually. Is the problem.
2 to give Carpenter firing solutions from the Da Vinci because they're going to be more used to our sensor readouts than whatever the station is giving them.
That's fair.
And then 2 to Maxwell that her secondary command station is one of the prioritized repairs, so that these fighters don't get lost because we prioritized like fixing the replicators.
Yeah.
All right, the Da Vinci is going to take its extra action to get its normal second action back.
Okay.
And then the Da Vinci is going to direct the station to regroup.
Yeah.
Station rolls 8 dice. 8
Vicious.
Why vicious?
Because the Da Vinci is an engineering 4 vessel.
Oh, yeah.
And the station could do that to itself anyway.
This effect is shared with any allied group in close contact range. You need to be in the same zone.
Can't you work path to get there as part of what
I
you're
thought
doing?
it's
now?
close / contact. 'Cause aren't we in close?
Close is your zone. Because think if you were if you were
Okay.
people punching each other, you need to be in close. You need to be in close range to get into
Okay.
to do that. Contact is literally landed or docked with each other.
Yeah. So I mean, you can still work action to do that. That's what.
Yeah,
It
because like, you have a move as part of
But
the
I
work
don't
action that you're
need
doing,
to.
right?
I don't need to because the station is 4 on its own. So instead of getting the benefit from the Da Vinci, it just gives itself the benefit.
It has 4 for security.
Oh, I thought someone was saying it had 4 for engineering.
I thought it
both
did,
that
but
as
I was
well.
wrong.
Okay. Never mind. That
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Like,
My bad.
funny enough, it has all the things of like in ship-to-ship combat, it has all these cool things that make it really hard to kill. But in fleet combat, it's not really good at repairing itself at fleet speed. So if you do enough damage to it, it doesn't really recover very well from the damage it took.
I mean, unless you have a grand plan, that means this kills your grand plan.
If as part of the regroup action, by the way, you can move one zone. So you could regroup, move into it.
I'm not regrouping though. I'm directing.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah.
did regroup just before.
Oh, I did regroup.
Yeah,
so,
you
yeah,
regroup.
okay. Then I'll do that.
Yeah.
And now I can regroup the station.
You can direct them to regroup. Yeah. So
I can direct them to regroup.
So you roll 8 dice, Carpenter, but you have vicious, so you need to get at least 8 hits for you to get your repairs.
All right, let's go for it. 2,
3, 4,
4, 6, 8.
8. Whoa.
On the dot.
Exactly.
You don't need vicious, apparently. Just keep rolling 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I?
Carpenter's dice understood that vicious meant that you roll more 2s effectively and just went, well, let's roll more 2s then.
Yeah.
Can Carpenter get the trait after this built different? Because I think she might be built different.
Built wrong.
Built different. It's in the arms.
All right. Then I'm gonna direct the fighters to regroup. Unlike the station, they can move on their own, and regroup allows you to move one zone, so they can move to me to get the benefit.
Oh, you're like directing you to regroup. Well, I don't normally get vicious. But if you're in my zone, you do. Oh,
Yeah,
we do.
yeah. We'll go back to the Da Vinci, and then we'll start basically like taking them in one at a time, very quickly, or something to repair them.
Oh, there's a phrase for that in aero fighting where it's like you're combat repairing as you land a plane, the other planes continue to scatter and defend the airbase, and then okay, you're repaired. Get out of here, get up there, so someone else can have a turn.
think it's like
So the
hot potato,
intention
really.
here is that whoever decides to go next, right, Carpenter or Maxwell, you have to use your actions to merge the Da Vinci and the fighters onto you.
Yeah.
Either of you can do it, and it's probably better that the fighters are the ones who do it.
Agreed. I mean, I'm here right now, and she's not, so.
I need 8 challenge dice for the fighters.
Yep. I'll regroup those. Take the...
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it. Easy. Boop.
And now the Da Vinci has one more?
No, I used the pulse turns.
All three. Oh, yeah, you did. All three go.
Yep. But I'm gonna spend 2 off of the table to keep the initiative.
Alright. Now, I guess I could take a turn here to call in reinforcements, but I think we're better just maneuvering around here, you know?
Yeah, you really want to group us all up.
Yeah.
Because if we're not all like turtling on top of each other, those Klingon ships are gonna annihilate one of these 3 groups.
Exactly. Alright, so I'll take Maxwell as player activation here. And let's start off with trying to get an extra action for the fighter group.
Okay, presence command, div 3.
Well-drilled crew, Da Vinci.
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to use it now or on the swift task if you decide to do that, but you have an advantage from me as well.
I'll probably use that on the swift task. All right, and coordination or fleet engagements here is a focus.
Yes, either way.
Cool. I will spend 1 momentum for a 3rd die.
Okay.
Okay. And then I am methodical planning myself. Cool. So that generates 3 plus a float.
1, 2, 3. Because of successes, vote because of you. Yep.
Yep. I'll use the float plus 1 to swift task.
Okay.
Let's see. So we have this. There's 3 actions. One of those is going to be used to regroup, or one of those is going to be used to merge, right?
All right, who are you merging with?
I'm
Well,
figuring out
Swift
my
Task
first.
is what do you Swift Task as
there-
your action?
Yeah, like I have stuff to. I'm figuring out the turn in advance,
Oh,
that
my
I
bad.
can figure out what I'm doing.
So
So it's what? Is it a work task to merge, or
In
I
essence,
don't
yeah.
know what the okay
In
Well,
essence,
that-
yeah.
allows the group to move 2 zones because they have fast.
so I would
I think we can do a little bit before we merge. Is basically what I'm doing here.
yes, I would well no, you need to merge twice.
Yeah, and right now there's 3 actions.
Yeah, so I would use this to get a reroll on the attack dice, and then you can shoot once at these guys. You'll have 23 dice with a reroll, and they'll have 15 with vicious. I think that I would put money on you in that bet.
Oh, so group attack with a reroll.
Yes, that would be
Okay.
my suggestion.
I like that. Yeah.
I'll note that when you merge, what I've been doing is that you defer to the group with lesser actions. That way a big group doesn't merge with someone who's like these guys couldn't come down here and give them 2 actions because they're merging into a damaged group. So they
Yeah, so
yeah.
so the shuttles are going to merge on the Da Vinci and go down to 2 actions, right? And then the shuttles in the Da Vinci will group onto the station, and now all 3 of those will be together with 1 action left, right?
Want to confirm the math on that before I do
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Because otherwise, I'll probably just try and like quad flank the vicious group.
If I was doing 2, I'm thinking from my angle because that's how I know it's fair. I can't do it, then you shouldn't be able to. I can do it, then you should be able to do it. So if I'm at 2, I move over here, I join my buddies. They still have the 1 action left. I don't have 3 actions. I'm doing. I'd go. I want to regroup with you. Sure. Still have my 1 left. Duh. But I don't get the 3rd one. And if I get damage, I'm at 1 anyway. Is that how I've been doing it?
Yeah, so if your group of 2 merges on these guys, you have just the 1 left. You've already used that 1, right? So you don't.
I just don't get it. Yeah.
So these guys expend their 3rd action to group up with the Da Vinci. They still have 2, so the group has 2. If they had 4 right now, and they used that 4th one to merge on the Da Vinci, they wouldn't get to keep that 3rd action. They'd go down to 2.
So you're thinking like, so you're going, one of my actions, merge. We're down to 2. We were going to be down to 2 anyway. Merge again. I don't get the next action.
We're
I'm
down to 1.
Okay.
Yes,
And then we'd be down to 1 anyway. And then we have 1 action left as a big plate.
So what is your swift then? Before all that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've confirmed that works. So I'm going to swift to give. Or actually, before we do this, I also want to confirm that effects that I give my group will carry over once I've merged with other groups.
Yeah, because I'd let a bad guy do that. It's like because you're bringing your groups into. It's the hero doing it, not so much the fleet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool.
It's an effect of the hero.
Then I'm going to give reroll on attack dice.
That's gonna be presence security, difficulty 3.
Okay. I have an advantage to take that down to 2 off of Hypa's roll.
Well, only down to 3 because it's swift.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. So diff 3. Well-drilled crew, because this is 3 Da Vinci elements working in conjunction. Yep. I think if we had the Romulans anywhere near us, none of this would be working.
What do you mean?
This only works because the Da Vinci's that Haifa's been drilling the Da Vinci's crew relentless for like a year now.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean because joining them in on that would not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
Oh yeah. No, not
we
at all.
lose the well-drilled crew advantage,
The
basically.
lackadaisical ramen Navy sailors.
Yeah.
It's more like they've got entirely different protocols, and it's just not
Yeah.
translating.
Also, these three
Focus
captains don't
in-
normally work with each other. It's like we're all part of the same like squadron, but we operate independent. We're not a fleet squadron really, but we
Yeah.
are now because the liaison called us to come here, so here we are.
I called all three of us here. We could have acted independently, but we don't feel like flying each of our ships individually into Klingon squadrons.
Yeah.
Or
Focus
one
either
of
on
them has
fleet
really
engagements or
good evidence on the other
coordination.
two.
Yeah.
I feel like either of those will probably work.
All right. So what focuses? Sorry.
Either fleet engagements or coordination.
Yes. It's really a Biffid
I will
anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to spend some momentum on this. I'm going to spend 3 momentum to roll 4 dice here.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to just miss this completely. And that's why I spent. I'm going to methodical planning Christopher Pike Medal of Valor to automatically roll a 1 on my assist as Thralic,
Right.
which will give Maxwell a reroll for that cone.
Okay.
And hit the difficulty. So we're rolling to get rid of the comp. Okay, cool. So generating 2 plus a float in momentum off of that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and a 2. Generate 2 normal. What's the float?
The float, I believe, just goes away here.
Okay. Whoopsie. I'm good.
Actually, hold on. I can create an advantage off this.
Something to help Carpenter out because she's gonna have to take an action. Or Rylov. Actually, I would probably give it to Rylov because he has to do this alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because because the downside of grouping up like this is that your hero the fleet can only act so many times, even if you have multiple heroes on the same ship, in the same
You
squadron.
can't just buff the hell out of the squadron with the hero actions, but it's still, one squadron.
Yeah, so that and 1 from the pool for let's see. Trying to think of a good advantage here.
Because you're now part of the station. Oh, you're not part of the stations group yet, actually.
This is all the
I was
preamble
gonna
to
say,
it.
yeah, I was gonna say some kind of transmitting false orders or something to help to distract this group.
We could just go like startling combat efficiency for distraction, maybe. Building off of like the well-drilled crew thing of these 3 elements are working very, very seamlessly in tandem.
I wouldn't give that against Klingon. Their experience, they've dealt with Starfleet, so this isn't weird. That you can fight well.
What about transmitting like a signal to this square for element Romulan fleet element 2 to decloak? Just like a little psyop on these guys.
Yes, mistransmission.
So they'll get.
End up being just a psyop on them. It could also work with them.
Yeah.
I'll
The
take that
intention here is
advantage
to
that
give
you're
an
doing
advantage to Rylov, yeah.
I'll take that to help with a hero action for the Romulan group because it's like, oh well, there's a fault. These guys are acting. Yeah, there's someone over here, and they're like, well, it doesn't work on them. It's like we know there's no one over there. We're the only 3. Yeah, they don't know that. Dano, that advantage fires. So you're doing the big gathering.
Yeah. So first of 3 actions, group on the Da Vinci.
Boop. Grouped.
First of 2 actions. Group on the station
Doop.
with the Da Vinci.
21 fleet power now?
Yeah.
23.
20. Oh, sorry, I missed a number somewhere.
The station is 8. The fighters are 8. That's 16 plus 5 from the Da Vinci.
Yeah, you're right.
So 23. None of you are special abilities because you don't all share vicious, you don't all share fast, you don't all share flagship, and so on. You're a flat 23.
No, I did my math wrong. You're right.
I'm right.
Yes.
16 plus 5 is 21.
Yeah, 16 plus 5 is 21.
You gaslit me into thinking I was wrong. Fuck.
That's kind of fucked up.
You're playing a Romulan. You should have expected it.
From the
alright,
hologram.
First,
I mean,
first of
isn't
one
what
action.
we just did to these guys the same thing?
First of one action now. Coordinated element attacks the 15 scale.
So 21 flat versus the 15 vicious.
21 flat, but we have a reroll.
Let's go for it.
Alright.
Cowabunga it is.
This could go very poorly.
Because there's a lot of eggs in this one basket.
Look, either we win or we win. We've been over this.
Oh my
Okay,
god!
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 14 right now before my reroll. I'm rerolling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 challenge dice. For full clarity, I'm rerolling all of my zeros. 14.
Oh, shit.
I didn't say what I was rerolling my zeros into. So they have remained zeros.
Yeah, you went from 14 to 15.
I went from 14 to
wow.
15 there.
That
Yeah.
Oh,
luck
well.
is-
That exchange goes poorly as between the station and the massed combined fleet, unfortunately, the cavorts come out on top.
I can't wait for
Well,
them to try and board you.
it was nice knowing you all.
Yeah, we did conveniently set this up so they could kill us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one hit left on this group, and well,
I don't believe there's anything I can do to help that either.
there's nothing I can do either.
Yeah, because it got passed around already. It goes to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is the final countdown.
Da-da-da.
They are going to. Can they? Oh, I was gonna do something. I thought I could combine them. I can't. They're too. The sun's in the way. Okay, 1, 2. No, I can't get. Oh, 1, 2, 3. I do it that way. Doy. I'm doing it the hard way. So these guys are gonna flank over to here.
Oh God. 25.
They lose one of their actions, but they still have one left.
Well, no, because
What
they
the
spent one
fuck?
to get there.
Huh?
They spent
Yeah,
an
they took-
action to get here.
Correct. They have one left. They had 2. They're doing the same
But
logic
this
you
one-
used.
No, because every fleet we merged into
1, 2, 3.
still had, if we had,
This guy had.
using-
This guy had 3, moved into a 2, which is less than them. They used those 2 to go into this guy, which had 2, which only had 1 left. That's the same logic. Like they don't get 4 actions. They had 2, now they're down to 1.
I thought it was because these guys created 3 actions.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
It's the question of how you
This guy-
merged and moved. GM.
Oh,
Because
you're right. You're right. Because I have to
merging
flank
also
and then merge. You're right. You're right. Because
Yeah.
merging is the action. Right. I'd have to
Yeah.
flank and then move. Yeah. I can't do that. Okay, good. Phew. All right.
I mean, you could like flank and merge and just sit there. At
No.
a
Holy
minus
crap.
2.
That's no.
Yeah.
Um.
At
Yeah,
first, I
that
thought that's what you're
actually
doing, and I
works
was like,
out.
"Oh, I'll just
We
flank
could-
and kill you?" Question mark.
Go here. You don't have your reroll anymore, so we could move you guys. We become 27, and then we could shoot. No, because we have to. Yeah, because work is. We're still too far away. Because work is 1 space. I have to be adjacent to merge and then go. That's the limit.
Well,
Yeah.
but these guys could move here, right? You work, merge into them, and then attack.
Well, no,
if
'cause
attack
they
comes
can't-
back in this group.
Because they'd have to merge on this turn, and then use the second action
Yeah,
to
they don't-
attack. They're too far away. If these guys were here, they could merge and then attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Because it's a work action to merge anyway, and merging takes 1. So yeah, these guys just have to attack you flat on, which is fine. If they get you, they get you.
Yeah.
And this fight is basically theirs. And Klingons are Yeah. So these guys, these guys will do the attack. If they whiff, these guys can move in and try to finish it off. They have 2 shots at the can. If they miss both, they're kind of screwed. But all or nothing. All right. 15 versus your 21 because it's the first time you've been attacked.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Because do I want to feint and then attack you? Because if I biff this, I'm down to 1 action and I can't attack again. I've already attacked you. That's the cost of that.
Is that honorable?
Well, if they attack and they lose out, they still are going to be adjacent. I guess if they feint and attack, they're still going to be adjacent as well.
Yeah. Because they can feint you down, reduce your chances. Yeah. So they're going to basically feint into you and then attack run out of you, essentially. Well, they'll feint. Actually, no, they don't want to be close to these guys. They're going to feint in and then attack run out. So you're down to not 21, but 19 versus their 15.
Okay. Who wants to roll this decisive campaign deciding amount of challenge dice?
It's kind of my fault, so.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And this is why losing challenge dice in 2E is interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to, I'll make up my mind on it when I see it in action.
Well, that's
Yeah.
not the best you could have done. 16.
The fact that all of those were
Yeah.
Deltas, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do we at least deny them this station?
Oh yeah, the station's devastated. They have to unload just to make you go away. So the station, the Da Vinci, and the fighters are destroyed. For the 3 active characters, you can spend to make it non-lethal, which the presumption is you got to an escape pod. However, you have to hope that these Romulans are able to rescue you, or that the Admiral's reinforcements can come in and try to rescue you. Because if you win this fight, they gather up anyone who's in escape pods. But otherwise, these 3 people are dead if they don't spend 2 each.
Can I use the trait hologram that if I spend this, I can be transmitted to them?
You could. You're a
me in this?
hologram. You're right. Yep. So at the very least, you're gonna escape. If these guys survive and escape, you're escaping with them because you're in their database.
Yeah.
Also, they could
Carpet-
just keep me active to help them, right?
Mhm.
testing.
Carpenter will happily order the other officers to the escape pods, but at this point, I don't think she's leaving. I think she would probably, she's already cheated death once, and she's not letting them take this station back, so she's probably on that until the very end.
Does Haifa transmit herself off and then just like blink out of existence on the Da Vinci?
It's gonna have to. It's like the very last second, right? It's like as the Da Vinci, right? Like engineering reports, we've lost both nacelles and secondary hull is destroyed, and
Fighters are blowing up all around you. The station looks like it's about to fall apart.
Yeah, engineer Haifa can calculate, right? I have 15 seconds before the Da Vinci's destroyed.
All right.
Myself. So yeah, but I'm kind of counting on that she's her high engineering to allow her to wait till the last possible second.
Maxwell sees the captain is staying with the ship and stays with the ship.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, do you tell people
sorry.
to evacuate?
Yeah.
That's more what they're worried about.
No, calm under pressure. Haifa thinks that they're also the Haifa got the value just dig in and hold last time, so and no win scenarios derived from a lack of imagination. The ship is seconds away from collapsing in on itself before Haifa realizes we can't save this one. So no.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you
She
determination
could've-
for that, because it sounds like your value is why a bad thing happened.
Yeah, the crew of the Da Vinci are mostly dead because Haifa no longer sees the ability to lose if she just keeps trying. Which is why she's beamed over here, because she's gonna keep trying.
So Maxwell goes down with the ship, trying to coordinate a last stand of the fighter
Which-
craft.
I'm sad because although we may be changing campaigns anyways, Maxwell supreme effort in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool character.
So goes to players. That was their action. Rylov and Thralic, you get transmissions that a final transmission, probably from Maxwell or from actually probably from Carpenter, like a final message of, because the station's probably the last thing that falls because it's the most durable thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Carpenter will, as she's manning the guns, as people are leaving, she'll, tap her communicator and send a message back that just says, this is Commander Carpenter. I am holding the line on the station to try to give the Romulan ships enough time to evacuate escape pods as possible. I don't think we're getting out of this one. I didn't get to know many of you for long, but I hope what we did here was for the best. And she'll end the transmission.
Of which I imagine not too long after that, Thralic's going to receive an emergency message from Haifa on a Romulan channel that, please send all the reinforcements you have. It's gone badly.
I mean, I imagine the Romulans are talking to Rylov the entire time, and he's got a different report of the Starfleet vessels have been destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's Thralic talking to Rylov and saying, ask them to pick up any escape pods they can, and then they should get out of there.
It is a work task to grab those escape pods, as an FYI.
Yep.
So, it is a player action currently, because I can't keep the initiative. Never mind. I was weighing whether I was gonna be a dick or not, and I was like, I can't. I don't have the resources to do it. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah.
You do a work and then you flank and you're out.
Yeah. Or you do a
work-
work
no,
and
I
you
have
work
to
and
be-
you cloak.
I have to be on the to do
Yeah.
the work task. It's beaming and recovery. I need to be on the
alright.
head.
So
but
then
you can
here's what I'd recommend.
you can use your hero task to move one additional zone whenever the group moves this turn.
Yeah, that works.
Does this Rylov hero action to move the Rom fleet?
Yeah, because if there are no other Starfleet forces on the way, then it's like we can't really fight all of this.
That's the question. Is that what is Thralic's call if you're sending reinforcements? If you're calling in the R&D fleet or not? I'll note the R&D fleet. They're a sensor fleet. Sensor and engineering fleet.
They don't have a chance in hell against 25 scale of vicious plus 16 scale of non-vicious, like just coming in on it. Like if there were still allied Starfleet ships in the region, I would probably have called them in. But there's no way in hell I'm calling them into this mess that I'm seeing on the
Trailblazer appreciates that.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Winchester?
No, I don't want to convince someone. I don't want to. Just
Okay.
escape.
So, and I can only gain the one extra action, I believe, correct?
I don't
Unless
think you need an extra action.
No.
Well, I'm just
Um,
considering something here because being able to kill 2 ships and get you and leave would be
Yeah,
ideal.
it's true.
Because
It's true.
then part of the objective for the Romulan captains has been achieved. The pirate forces are reduced in strength.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna kill those 2 ships, then I would suggest focusing on that and having Thralic bring in the reinforcements. Because if you're scared about the 25 vicious, if you remove 10 vicious off the table and bring in the R&D fleet, then you're not looking as bad because this fleet can't combine and keep its vicious.
Actually, that's a thought. As far as all of these Klingons are aware, there is a second group of Romulan ships here somewhere.
Well, once that's the advantage you get as a hero, but it's something that on plain view, once they get their turn, they're gonna be like, "There's nothing there," because at
Yeah,
fleet speed, someone's gonna go, "Is there something there?" No, there isn't. Oh,
Okay. So my thought is, I mean, potentially can kill both, get the guys, and leave. Maybe. If I use the hero action to get an extra turn and then got and
You
can
can
I do
also
that twice?
swift.
I do 2 hero actions.
Yeah, so
But-
you can do a
but-
total of 3 actions.
If you
to
engage them, you are going to risk failing at all of this, though.
Yes.
That's why I don't suggest attacking them unless you're planning on staying and fighting.
Well, currently they're what, at a minus something from the disadvantage behind them.
Yeah.
No, all that does is give you a advantage on your hero task. It doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay, that's what it does. Got you. Okay.
They're still
Yep,
at 10
yep.
vicious defense.
Got you. Yep. No, okay. So if I do. Considerations. Okay, no, that could be the plan. So we'll go for a third action.
presence command, diff 3.
And what do you mean you can generate more than one?
So if you spend a hero action to generate a extra action, if you like to if you determination take an extra turn and then say I want to generate another turn, you can do that because that's what Haifa did at the start of this fight. They generated 2 extra fleet actions because they spent 2
Gotcha.
hero actions to generate 2.
And
I
you
was
can
pretty
also
sure that was
swift
what
fast.
happened, but I was slightly inattentive at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to reply to people.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Oh.
Uh,
I'll also note, I think I have no valid targets for any methodical planning anymore.
this is beyond the plan.
Double checking something for the Discord question I just got. One. I think I can do. I think that's the command.
Presence command. Okay, so what we'll do is I need 3 on that. But
Is he only a rear admiral? I thought he was vice by now.
No, he keeps getting demoted because he keeps breaking the rules.
Oh, okay.
he's been an admiral for 50 some years.
Is he upper or lower half?
He'd be upper by now. He's
Frolic was getting 30. Weren't you on?
30
lower
was the
half.
max I could get on lower half.
So upper half, he might get a little bit more.
So 30 must be the ceiling, the normal ceiling. Because in command they give it's like 12 to 30, I believe it is. So he can.
Yeah, 30 is the normal ceiling for what they suggest players have.
Yeah. So the 10th R&D can summon 30 because that includes all his science and engineer ships plus whatever extra ancillary ships he summons to the fight. If he doesn't have the full 30, because I think he has enough to create. He has enough on his own to create at least 12, and then he can call in more.
okay, so What would context with an Imperial State help with this?
Would what? Sorry.
Context with an Imperial State is a trait, maybe.
Yes, it would, because it means you have more backing than your rank would suggest.
Yeah, the captains are actually more liable to listen.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 2. I will give you a momentum. That is Star Navy protocols or misdirection.
Misdirection.
Not being misdirecting the captains, but misdirecting the Klingons to buy time.
I'd take that totally.
Especially using the advantage that we have before earlier from the other thing.
Whoops, I can't type.
Which would make that a diff 1 then?
Yeah.
So playing onto that, we'll do that. The 2 19s sitting there ominously.
Woo.
Bros. Okay.
Well, you generated 1 at least.
We did indeed generate 1.
Boop.
Okay. We have Phantom Struggle, which has misleading information in it.
Yeah.
As a note. So if we use that to determination a second action, if that is acceptable.
To what value?
I mean, there's the FIS support one, or the main directive, the primary directive, or there is either can't sit around and wait for help, or I will do anything for the few I trust.
I'd take that last one for sure. You've already spent a directive, so I like the idea of that last one being the one that applies.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we have a means to get out of here, but we are trying to make it. One, the Klingons are known to be retributive. They're going to slap you in the face back later.
Yeah.
They will remember this.
Vengeful.
There we go. So we'll do that. We'll use the same things again.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me roll this real quick. I keep it.
Ugh. Disgusting.
Does the previous advantage still apply, or no? Is that only to 1 roll?
I'll still take it for now, yeah. Because the other side hasn't acted yet, so they don't know anything. They don't know that that's a false transmission.
Yep, I just wanted to ask and be safe.
Yeah.
Momentum again.
Spending how much again, sorry? Spending 1?
Just a single one.
Boop. Your diff was
Okay,
1,
so
generate 2.
4 actions. And you said there was the possibility of an action to increase the speed of the fleet?
Well, you've yes, yeah. If you haven't you done 3 things though?
No, I've done 2.
Okay, then yeah, you can increase the range you move by 1 for each thing you do this round. So move 1 additional zone whenever the group moves this turn.
Okay.
So it doesn't just say the next time. It's any time this turn.
Yep. So my theory is if I do that, feint, attack, work. I mean, I can't work in and then work out, can I? Like, there's not the you work, you do the thing, and you keep moving. You have to end the thing on the work.
You either have to start there or end there.
Okay. And then, like, cloak work.
Well, are we calling in the R&D fleet?
It depends. They wouldn't be left at this point. They would still be on the field, just cloaked. So if the R&D fleet arrives, they can come back. If it doesn't, they can leave. So it leaves it open, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because a fleet that can cloak can, as a work action, cloak as they move.
Okay, because I was thinking you could. These guys only take 1 action, so you could feint and attack them, right?
Yep, that's the plan.
And then you could work.
Yep.
Pick up these guys.
You have verbatim repeated the plan.
His actions away.
Yeah,
I could attack them. I could attack them, but I don't want to because they are very liable to full move and then attack.
Okay.
And then so are these guys, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So yes, that is the plan. I'll go for a extra movement speed. What do I need for that roll?
That will be brain power. Go. Presence plus engineering engineering or con difficulty 3. You're swift tasking to do this. How are you buying the swift?
Momentum.
Okay, on sure. Boop-a-doop. So that turns it to a diff 4.
And let me just make sure that this doesn't affect that. It does not. Okay. Haifa,
Yep.
if you could be so kind. It's an
As
engineering
to-
roll. As in not to have you do the engineering roll, but don't you have collaborative?
Oh. Yes. I'll give you one, and unfortunately, I don't know if I have a focus because I have QSD and warp drives, but I don't have singularity.
I may not need your focus, but the buff to engineering would be because I've got a 3. 3's not bad.
A 5 is
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5.
Good thing you saved Haifa.
So, just to find out if I do indeed have a focus, there's either Star Navy protocols, potentially team dynamics, or misdirection again.
Team dynamics, given that Haifa's collaborating with you and their crew.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, 0G.
Get away with you.
No. Okay.
Right click. Kick.
It's
Nah.
going to say security, but that's because, I mean, really, that was a 4 anyway, so I'll just actually just change it during to 5 and remember to put it back. I'm changing something either way at this point. It is a diff 4. The side advantage doesn't count for this one, I believe.
Not for engineering, no. If you use it, it would be con. Like that's what I was thinking. Misdirect. Well, misdirect turns it into a con, and you're trying to buff your engineering. So
Yeah, I mean, my con's also a 3, but yeah, okay. No, that's perfectly understandable.
Yep.
4. Determination, value, you can't sit around and wait for help. In the sense of, we are attempting to have them do that.
a lot.
all of
Yeah.
it.
They're not even waiting for reinforcements. There might be reinforcements, but it's like we're gonna do some stuff before they get here. Because your first thing could be let's cloak and wait. It's like no, do stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's also feasibly there's scale 6. Okay, deploy 15 scale worth of Scorpion fighters.
Yeah.
That would
But
suck.
sit around and wait, and not sit around and wait for help applies. Because that makes sense for the center, what
Okay.
Rylef's planning to do.
So that's 2 of 2. I will give you 2 threat to
Now I can be
Get
mean.
that
It's too
up.
late.
now you can be mean, but it is too late.
Parath, you.
That is horrifically unfortunate at the moment. I mean, it's still making it. No, it's not. I keep it. You know what's happening.
Yeah. Whoa.
Why is it saying command? I've got engineering selected and my command isn't a 5.
1, 2, 3, 4.
When it's the font. Look at the font. The font on command is wrong. When that happens, that's because there's something about the roller that's mixed up.
Okay.
Right. When you actually have command selected, it's in the full caps, but because it's lowercase here, that means you've
It's
got something
EJ.
wrong with the roller.
Oh well, it still rolled the right numbers.
So now you
And I used that again.
have speed.
Damn. Okay, so feint up and down. Probably like initial feint looks like we're either going to use the sun to escape and cloak ourselves, or anything other than what we're about to do.
Right.
And then the attack. So they're down to 8, and then the attack run is out to here. I mean, actually, we could just do the feint is only 1 hex, and the attack run is like this. Either way, it still works.
Well,
So that
each
makes more sense.
Each time you move 2, not 1.
Do I have to move 2?
It's up to.
I mean, yeah, because otherwise I can just feint like this and then attack run through that. So there we go. Like,
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're
Which
able
then
to.
means the work task would just be this, which is just getting janky.
Yeah.
So you're rolling your 18 versus their 8. Sorry.
Yes. Die.
Thank God
Oh.
we finally rolled poor.
These Pterodexes move faster than we've ever. No Pterodex on screen has ever moved this nimbly or fast. As these things are
There was a
rocking
slight warp
around,
jump.
banking on each other. They're probably in some of that trick. Actually, some of that trick is probably where we slingshot, use the sun's gravity to kind of help speed them along and whip them around. Like they're kind of surfing the gravitational wave, as it were, to help speed
Literally
themselves
riding
along.
the lightning. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, then that makes sense why to do this again. Work task, pick them up. Scoop them up into the giant mouths of the ship. I know that's not actually how that works. I don't want to touch that.
That's
middle
how I
section
thought it
because
was
that
as a
is, in
kid.
fact-
I was like, that's how they capture people. They use the big wings to do it.
It's like, no, in fact, you do not want to touch that. That is bad. And then work cloak.
Where are you cloaking into?
Well, I
Might
imagine
be.
we're cloaking on the way, so they don't know exactly where we went. But
Yeah. Where are you ending up in?
yeah, we'll cloak, further away from them, the bigger threatening group.
Okay, so speed goes away, but cloak happens. That's a problem, because if I want to find you, I have to do a work action in your area to find you. I might not bother. Might have other things on my mind.
It may not be worth
Well,
it.
they
to
don't even
pursue.
know which zone to look in, though. Also,
Yeah, they
Even
have
zone
to
is-
check the two. They have to check the first one you move into. Work, are they here? No. Then the second zone you probably moved into because you can move fast.
But
Well,
it could have been
they
that
could've
zone
moved
or
to
the
this
one
They
above
could have moved
it.
into any adjacent
Bro, the
zone.
cheeky thing to do would have been to do this.
So they'd have to go
Yeah.
here. They have to succeed at the work to even guess what direction you went. It's like, okay, they went that way. Well, are they still there? You have to go over there and see. 'Cause maybe they went super fast. Maybe they warped out of here. You don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And is it worth it?
so that was not a keep for you to go, correct?
No.
So you could, if you guys, it would cost to keep. Otherwise, it's the bad guy's turn.
Uh,
The only person who could go right now is Thralic or a support character on the station through Carpenter.
I think what we need is for Thralic to go, so the final decision on should we stay or should we go happens.
Yeah,
Right,
that
'cause
sounds like the plan.
Because what would the station
already
person
given for
do?
orders.
It is withdrawal?
Yeah, it's withdrawal.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just let them go, I think. Unless there's something you can do that helps me hide, but I don't think there is.
I don't know what I would do.
Well, if the order it definitely is run away, then your action could be I warp out of here.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, you'd want to
Action
cloak and
or
then
his
warp
action?
away, because that way they don't know where you are. No, this
Yeah,
is the
no,
better
that's
play.
still valid for the Romulans to be.
Yeah.
No, we're cloaking first.
Okay, so what the hell am I gonna
It
do?
could be activate a. It could be hero action. Activate a, blank support character to take them
Mhm.
to warp though. Post
All right,
cloak.
that's all right. I will do that.
What support is rattling out this command from station?
Well, it would be. Do we have Romulan characters who would make sense to be here, or
On the station, yes. There's a number of them, in fact.
okay?
Yeah, the support characters Romulans.
Okay, who would be doing?
Probably
tasks
Lieutenant
like this?
Talora, honestly.
All right,
just off
yeah,
rank.
sure. I'll play Talora. All right.
Off rank would be Talora. She's also the most.
Yeah.
Technically, Dr. Karis outranks her. However, I don't believe the Star Navy would be taking orders from a doctor at this point in time.
If it was a medical, they don't do that. They don't have separation of medical
Yeah.
and military. They
No.
don't care about that. So Telora's looking at a presence command difficulty 3. It will cost 2 threat for her to go because it's a swift, not swift, a keep, and it's the second round, so you don't have it for free anymore.
Acceptable. have to remember,
Presence
she's
command
done the
is
reading on
3.
everything.
Yeah. Will you take 3 threat for I've done the reading?
Is it 3?
Done readings.
You may spend 1 momentum to use science.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of walking encyclopedia. Okay, it's 1 and then it's cumulative per session.
Ah, I see.
Will you take 1?
Per scene.
I will, totally.
Alright. So, present science. Does it give me a focus? Too?
Yes, it gives you a focus.
Okay. So that's a 14 with a focus. Take 3 more threat for 4 dice.
Roger.
Oh, please have bolt summit. She does. Okay.
Yes, she does. She has she has 2 determinations, by the way,
Okay.
for constant presence.
Living with your ideals is harder than dying for them.
Don't follow.
Menace is honor, by the way.
Right.
The must be restored in the Empire. That is the Romulan form of honor.
Would that one work?
What is it? Sorry.
Honor must be restored within the Empire. This is the honorable thing to do. I don't know.
The aspect of that would be working with your worst enemy, which Starfleet has been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I take that. This is, they're...
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, you're rolling 3 zeros.
You're trying to
Good golly,
determine
Miss
speed
Molly.
here.
There we go. Generate 2. And the Romulan fleet, they don't so much warp away as they very, with Talora's assistance, they're able to very quietly slip further and further out of sensor range until it's, you have to, you do the math, and it's, you're definitely out of their sensor range. They can't see you. Okay, decloak, warp.
Yeah, and then I think that
And they can warp undercloak, but
Oh, I'm wrong. Oh, I thought they couldn't for some reason. Oh, I'm thinking bloody Normandy again. I keep doing Mass Effect.
yeah.
That's why I'm like. That's why my brain keeps thinking that. Like, you can't warp. You
I was
can't
gonna say,
warp.
'cause
All.
Normandy is the name of a ship in Star Trek.
Oh, god damn it! You're right. It's like right. I should clarify.
I was thinking of the place in France and was very confused.
I mean, you're still
And
right because the
that's-
Normandy is named after the Normandy battle. That's all the
Yeah.
Alliance ships are named after big battles.
Oh, see, and here I thought they just really loved William the Bastard.
I mean, maybe they do.
Mhm.
Maybe that's the
what
secret.
about William the Conqueror?
Like, no, no one likes William the Conqueror. Not even William the Conqueror.
If we're not quite end of session, GM,
Huh?
Thralic would be calling Trailblazer to ask him to send a ship to retrieve the survivors off of the Romulan vessels.
You don't want them heading to Halanak?
I doubt that they're heading to Halanak anyway, is my thought.
Yeah, they have their own mission. There's a reason they're out here in the first place. Like,
yeah.
we'd rather
Yeah.
not have to divert if we don't have to. Could you not be on our ship anymore?
If someone by all means can pick them up, then do so. But
Yeah.
well, at least that's a number of scale of pirates and their repair base gone. So as far as the Romulans were concerned, probably still a success.
So, oh wow, that's so out of date, that particular sticker. Oop, there you go.
Yeah.
So we cut to a new scene with Rear Admiral Thralic sitting at operations. Talora is there because narratively know that she's been doing things.
Probably at the same station Rylov is.
Any seat really. At this point, Thralic, is when you get the communique that so you're gonna contact Trailblazer here.
Contact Trailblazer.
Him.
On an Andorian note, right now, Thralick's antenna are flat against her skull.
This
She is
is
ready to fight and mad.
This is the 10th research and auxiliary fleet.
Admiral.
Admiral. Okay, sorry for the delay. Took a bit for me to get into a proper broadcast distance from the main fleet. How can I help you?
I need a ship at somewhere around these coordinates. It's not pressing, but there's survivors of the Da Vinci on board Romulan state vessels. If you could shuttle them back to Halanak, that would be appreciated.
Huh. His eyes go dull. He almost seems like a statue now. He looks away and he just gestures at somebody. Sending you coordinates for rendezvous. I'll have one of my ships contact them. Better they don't encounter the Victoria. But I'll have one of my other ships rendezvous with them, and we'll get them to you as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Admiral. I am... Well... She just doesn't say anything more.
You want some advice, Admiral?
I'd welcome it.
This won't be the first ship you lose. But at the end of the day, you have to win. No matter what it takes.
That much I know.
He nods. 10th Auxiliary out. A lot of the Halanak crew kind of looks over at you. Some stay at the stations because there is like other things they need to be attending to, but a lot of people do look over because people knew people on the Da Vinci for a long time. Some of these people came off the Da Vinci. Some of them knew each other because of the cross training from the Achilles. So there's a lot of people that are gone now. That kind of quiets the bridge, the operations center quite a bit. And people who didn't serve on those ships are like, they recognize like, oh, wow, we didn't know who those people were, but you guys did. It's like, holy crap, this isn't, you guys can't be in a good place right now.
The Admiral will stand up and look around the room and announce, we'll be having formal memorial services for those who perished on board the Da Vinci as soon as the survivors have returned and were able to make a full casualty accounting.
What were you saying, Carpenter?
Yeah, I was just going to say, and most of the people in the Admiral's staff too were handpicked and interviewed by Carpenter and the Admiral.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They probably weren't even expecting Carpenter to die in combat. It's like adjutants don't normally go into field work. It's like, well, give her credit. She went to the field.
Yeah. I was gonna say, was it said that there was less survivors than you would expect from those, or was that my misunderstanding?
I mean, how many pods were they able to take?
I think it's more how many pods were able to be launched, given that there wasn't a formal evacuation order.
Yeah. We're gonna say they're well-drilled crew, so I'll say that some people kind of took their own initiative on it and said, we're going. What? Do you know our captain? She's gonna fight to the last. If I'm wrong, she'll demote me and then give me a medal. But
I'm sure there's also like the odd sealed
Actually,
room.
can I help with that?
You certainly can.
Because it's Haifa's reputation that was spent to get well-drilled crew.
Right.
So can I spend the determination that I got from causing this problem on Starfleet gave me everything and I'll return the favor to create an advantage to apply to the scene to basically double the benefit of well-drilled crew? That the thing that I gave them was being trained so well that they knew when to disregard what I told them, right? There's more of them that were... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's one of those, like, they know that you trust them. It's like, look, just do the thing. Captain wants us to take initiative sometimes, and take our own thing. She won't if we're doing the right thing, we're not gonna get punished for it. She'd rather we did the correct thing rather than wait around to be told to do sort of thing.
Hmm.
I didn't
I was
order
also gonna
evacuation, but you
suggest-
did one because you did the math. Good for you.
And I was going to suggest a couple of people might have been unable to reach one, but they found like a room and just essentially fully sealed it down, and it was just kind of floating there, so they got beamed off.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're a survivor on a chunk. Well, you weren't going to last long because you're not in a pod, but this was relatively quick, so beam away.
Yeah. It's like there's supposedly a Roman fleet out there. They might come and get us, or what? Or we're dead. Like, I mean, what else do you want us to do? Like,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Look, our options are dead or dead. I'll take dead in 15 minutes over dead right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You wanted me to make a roll there, Jim?
The Presence Command difficulty 0 because you basically rallied. Because of the advantage that the advantage Hypha created, I'm gonna re-roll the deltas to see how many people weren't killed. Because I basically rolled casualties to see who died. But I'm gonna re-roll the deltas are the ones we don't want. That's people dying, as opposed to just being injured. One, two, three, four, five, six. Am I using the right?
It also now occurs to me that my actions have caused the Tuesday game to lose their main ship twice now.
Yeah.
This time I was on your side, though, so
What?
you let me do it.
You're
Well,
the
Brandon let me do
captain.
it last time, too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So of the crew of the Da Vinci, 10%. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I'm mixing things up. Sorry. But no, I take that back. So what I was doing, well, I'll save you the math behind the scenes here, but in essence, because you made me reroll, you have 0% fatalities. Other than the heroes who died buying time for other people to escape, or buy people time to, like, because you kept fighting to the last moment. So the Carpenter fighting on and Maxwell fighting on bought time for everyone else to get out of there. And meanwhile, Haifa, in those brief moments of flickering, you transmit yourself to the Roman ship, and then you don't know how long it is before you're turned on again, because they could just keep you off. You don't know. Then it's like, poop, you get brought in, and the reason you're brought on is because Ryloff said, I need Haifa on now. Stop asking questions. Turn her on right now. Let her out. It's like, oh, need your help, quick.
I'm not gonna lie, they probably didn't recognize what the transmission was, and they're all had to identify it and be like, activate it.
It's like,
Yeah, because the second episode Haifa appeared in was to covertly compromise the communications of a Daredex and transmit orders to the Daredex. So this is something she's familiar with.
Yeah. So you generate 3 momentum from the Maxwell roll, not the Thralic roll. Maxwell helping us even from beyond the grave.
Yeah.
Long reach.
So, yeah, after a while, you'll get actually, Haifa, you're the one who learns this first. Is that the Roman commander tells you that they're the amount of casualties you have. So your casualty report is like a handful of names.
Yeah, so
I
I mean,
imagine-
Haifa's walking through like large cargo bays that have been set up as like medical bays or whatever, and almost everybody has like burns, scrapes. There's a couple of missing limbs, right? But there's like one, section of a small cargo bay that's for the critical patients, and that's probably where you find like Carpenter and Maxwell, like with the Romulans not having been able to save them.
Yeah. Like we transported them anyway, sort of thing.
We just
I-
grab
I-
com badges.
They might get pulled into a. You might get pulled into because 100% of the crew found escape pods or a place to live.
Okay.
Right, the two of them might gotten pulled in, but they were already dying
Mhm.
when they got there, so there's nothing the
Mhm.
Robots could do.
Or they just were like, that's a com
That-
badge signal, beam it.
That can
Um,
do just beam any combat signals.
Quick question, Corbinian. Is that the people off of the Da Vinci, including the deployments to the station or shuttlecraft? Because I'm not sure how shuttlecraft got picked up.
Well,
They're
they
all Da Vinci
picked up off
crew.
shuttlecraft?
they're all from the same crew, right? The boarding crew and the
Yeah,
fighter group are all Da Vinci people. So the
they
fighter
all
group,
benefit from the trait. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, the fighter group basically would be like ejector seated out from there or beam them, like put on. It's like throw on your Eva suit. Or they probably had their Eva suits on as they're flying around. It's like emergency beam. It's like where? Not in the ship that's being shot at. Where are we now? We have about a week's worth of air in our suits. What if no one picks us up? Oh, we're dead. Well, the Klingons are probably going to kill us anyway, so hopefully we win. But we're not dead now.
You get that eerie thing where, because you're just sitting there in the suit and there's no air between you and the battle, you can't hear anything. The battle, you
Mhm.
can watch the battle go on, like the disruptors and the phasers lancing across the sky, but you can't hear anything.
Yeah, you're seeing
Kinda
flashes of light, and since it's so far away, because it's like watching a space battle from Earth, a space battle happening on Mars at Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So you see
just see the
flickers of
phasers.
light. Yeah.
Like, they just saw the distant explosions from those two Klingon cruisers.
And there's probably that held breath moment of, okay, that's an explosion. The problem is both sides shoot green, so we don't know if that's good explosion. Wait, explosions. Romulan ships don't blow up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The absence of light when a Romulan ship goes away. Which I imagine is a horrifying thing to witness.
Centurion Ralph, you get a communique from the ships over time that they've handed over the people to the USS St. John, a old ship that they're surprised is out here. They relate some details about the ship just for intel acquired, but the Victoria is not who they met.
Intel acquired / verification ? This
like,
is
oh,
old.
Oh, this ship existed before, but very quickly after the Victoria basically just time jumps to the to Halanak.
Yeah, it's probably just a thank you for your time. The pirate threat in the region has been significantly harmed. Because there were ships destroyed beforehand, the station's gone, and that was 10 worth of those ships, which I imagine are. I forget what.
I think
class
we
were they
reduced
that
their
they
strength
destroyed?
by at least 2/3 there.
Yeah, they lost a lot more than 10.
And you destroyed their station. That's huge.
Mhm.
That station took a lot of effort for them to take. Like
Yeah.
that's something they've had since a season ago.
Oh no, we've turned into robots.
I was already one.
Well, yeah.
I would object to that. While you were an artificial being, I don't think you were a robot under most definitions of a robot.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, that was weird.
Hyph is the one of the two of us who are still alive, so I think she gets to decide.
I mean, if you
Right.
want to,
What did I just
Damn.
miss?
Well, Haifa might just be alive because Carpenter
Not much.
sacrificed herself, so maybe she was respecting her dying wishes.
You think that, but I sent you there. I knew you could die. You were there because I put you there.
so
So you're saying it's entirely your fault and you're accepting responsibility.
court martial it is.
I mean, hey, you say the crew of like 1,200 people is about to die. You save 1,198 people. I think you get a pass.
So in time, I think we'll put over 2. all the wrong things. I hate new setup.
Oh shit! I feel sorry for Captain Love. She really does pick love in all the wrong places.
So, you have your rear Amathrolik. You have your rear Amathrolik, Turian Ryloff. You have Fleet Captain Haifa. Then she's gone. Trailblazer just stays around just long enough to drop you off in the crew, and then time jumps away because he needs to rejoin his fleet because he now knows there's a big holy crap hostile Klingon fleet out there that's probably on the hunt, so he needs to get back to them and figure out what his fleet's gonna do.
But he also he knows about the inheritor thing now.
Yeah, that there's an inheritor facility down on that planet that has somewhat stable.
Yeah. Oh, someone needs to go there and deal with it. He'll let you know, Haifa. He's going to send a mission to deal with that because he knows you've got the Halanak station isn't in a position to deal with it currently.
No, the Halanak fleet has no ships anymore.
Yeah.
It's definitely someone's fault.
Smiley face.
But yeah.
So Captain Haifa gets back with the majority of the crew of the Da Vinci, right?
Yeah. There's like a handful of officers that died valiantly. Bodies recovered because the Romulans were thorough.
Yeah, Haifa will hand deliver the casualty reports when they're finalized.
Yeah, so I think it's as the survivors of the Da Vinci are like either transported aboard or coming over via dock, the admiral's there to like greet them. These people served under her as well. They can see she is mad, but she's greeting them respectfully. She's not mad at them. And as she sees Haifa, Haifa, you're perceptive, right?
In what do you mean? In what way?
Empathy wise?
Oh no, Throlik's wearing her Harushtan right now, which she does not
Haifa
normally
has,
do.
Cultural studies, so if it's something culturally specific, then yes. If it's like facial expressions that are not cultural, but like to you personally, then no.
Okay, yeah, there's cultural stuff here. I'll describe that real quickly then. She's wearing her Harushtan, which she stopped doing when she moved into the command division. So she hasn't done it basically the whole time you've known her. Her antennae are flat against her hair. Basically, they're flat backwards, which is extreme anger and preparedness to fight. And she just locks eyes on Haifa as soon as she sees her.
Yeah, then Haifa will walk over, pad in hand, and come to attention as much as Starfleet people do. There's not much of that military ceremony around Starfleet. And hand over the pad and say, Admiral, these are total casualty figures for the Da Vinci, including the command letter to indicate the ship's total and complete loss. However, you'll note from the casualty figures that losses in personnel were light due to superior training, and the ship's primary objective was completed far in excess of what we had originally intended. I'll write a full report, but that report will suggest posthumous decorations for Commander Carpenter and commendations for Ensign Mila. They prevented a kind of offensive that we are not equipped to handle.
The work that Da Vinci did out there is to be commended, Captain. Now explain to me why, in the cold depths, you did what you did out there.
You'll have to excuse me, Admiral. Do you mean the mission to investigate our enemies? Do you mean the effort to prevent a potent hostile force from gaining inheritor tech?
I mean your reckless lack of self-preservation and care for the lives of your crew. You were lucky out there, Captain.
Luck had nothing to do with it. I've been training the Da Vinci since I gained its command. I didn't lose anyone except those absolutely necessary to provide time. And they willingly did it because they know how important the mission was. Over 99% of my crew, including people who are not part of my crew, but were temporarily under my command, have survived. And the mission was achieved. So I'm sorry, but I fail to see any source of failure here.
You're dismissed, Captain.
Haifa starts to move for a second and turns back around and says, dismissed from your presence or dismissed from the service in the fleet?
Dismissing you from service is not my sole prerogative, Captain.
Very well. And Haifa moves on. Having probably frustrated Frolic to no end because Haifa does not have to feel sad if Haifa does not want to feel sad.
It's like, you're
She
taking
can
this
just
in
turn it
stride.
off.
I'm turning that off. I don't need to deal with that right now.
Yeah, there's some times where it's useful to help connect with other people, but times like these, it's not useful at all. It would just make the situation worse to be highly emotional. So just turn it off.
And I think it's fitting to ask each of you for your sunset, as Halanak Station's future is drastically changed. Halanak Station's the Halanak fleet will take time to rebuild. Starfleet will be sending more forces. It is obvious they did not send enough ships here. The Lunar Narrows happening to be around wasn't nearly enough. They helped when they could, but the Da Vinci on its own was under preparing. So they're gonna send way more ships to deal with this. They are gonna send urgent communiques to the Balak colony as well as to the USS Stavanger to inform them of the destruction of the ship and the presence of a hostile fleet. For the time being, that particular facility you guys found is going to be dealt with by the Research and Auxiliary Fleet. It is of a special help that Carpenter and Mila were there to shut it off and study it on in situ. So that gives him, from that battle report, that away team report, he's able to, it makes his job a lot easier because it's already stabilized. He just has to wait till the Klingons go away and then he can sneak in and try to investigate what that was about, what they were trying to do, which that's intel that will get to the other ships. But what do each of you in turn, you can share scenes if you want, and I will And for Carpenter, I'll probably ask you for a sunset, not so much for Carpenter herself, but for any family or crew that may have, or loved ones that may follow after her loss. I leave it up to you guys. Who goes first? Who wants to have a scene to sunset you the Halanak Station story for yourself?
So there are other things, perhaps, but I do want to point out that Trolloc will be pushing for a court-martial of Captain Haifa here.
What type?
That's even appropriate given the fact that a ship was destroyed under any circumstances.
What's Haifa's reputation? It's like 4 or 5.
Haifa's reputation is 5.
Yeah. The recommendation for court martial will go through, but it is quickly swept away. Like Haifa is at some point will be called to a court martial proceeding, well, like not actually stand in court, but like there's a moment of you get called back to, you might Haifa will be asked to would be called to Ninja Station at some point. But the Vice Admiral and the Admiralty of Narendra, of the Shackleton Expeditionary Operation Fleet, are going to find that Haifa losing a ship is never a good thing. Starfleet doesn't like losing ships, especially new ones. They don't like losing any ships. The fact that a lot of lives were saved really helps the case, and Haifa's career and high reputation saves the case. But they go through it because Thorlock also has a high reputation and is the commanding officer over her. So, but I'll tell you, that's something that happened. That flash forward, that's what happens in that regard.
Yep. No, I thought that was probably what happened there.
Yeah.
But
It's worth pointing out that you would do that. Yeah. But other than that, is there anything Thorlock does in those moments while a fleet is being sent to you? You are getting a rather large fleet sent your way. You get actually, on top of that, you probably get court-martialed as well.
Yeah.
Because a ship under your command was lost. The fact that so many lives, it's the same spiel. But again, because the captain wasn't nailed, and your reputation is pretty high as well. It's a trip to Narendra where you have to answer a few questions, and then you don't see the inside of a courtroom. There's a conversation with some admirals and a JAG officer or two, but it never turns into a full sitting. Just because the evidence is so thin, and you guys have next to no negative dings. You don't have a ton of reprimands to self-inflict a demotion or anything like that.
I have 2 reprimands right now.
So you probably have a few enemies back in Renja, like some neo-originalists are like, yeah, we're gonna finally get that Thorlock. It's like, yeah, good luck. I'm sorry, despite losing a ship, Haifa has a point. They did stop that, and also Thorlock helped was the commanding officer of saving Halanak Station multiple times and helped the FIS be nice to us, so no.
Yeah.
There's a very frustrated counselor out there who's mad they can't get any of you to get inside of even spend so much as a day in a brig.
What's the timescale of the sunset, Chair?
A few months.
Okay.
Because that would encompass waiting for that's encompassing the tying up things, some of the court martial, and coordinating with the other 2 missions to help them with their mission, and then finally the sunset will end with the Halanak fleet moving in to Halanak Station.
Yeah. I think that there's a letter written to her family about losing a second ship in as many decades under the name Da Vinci, under the auspice of a Thorlock.
But the Thorlock survived this time.
Yeah.
Helps when
But she has some feelings about history repeating itself.
Yeah.
I don't think she warms back up to Haifa really over the next couple months and weeks, but is able to have a professional relationship. But she dives into the Project Cobalt, bringing that into its next phases, and begins the process of selecting a new adjutant and of interviewing captains for the new ships that will be coming up here. As usual, she distracts herself with her work.
Something her old adjutant might have been able to pull her away from, but is not around to do so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which probably is what's another thing sticking in her craw, as it were. It's like, "Err." Oh, Carpenter. Oh, right, she's not here. All right, yeah, that's. I'm not in a great mood now. Wasn't in a great mood to begin with. Who's next on the sunset?
Yeah, I mean, the sad thing about Carpenter, right, is she has had the value, the uniform does not come off, which is an attitude that did get challenged at points, notably getting drunk with her senior officers as they made a plan at one point, but like never really went away, which means that she had very little of a personal life outside of her job, like Frolic. Which means there's very few people to actually mourn her who are not colleagues. So yeah, I picture it's kind of a sad end that few people remember her who are not people who knew her through her employment some way or another, and that not much else to it. You know, some people get taken out early and they don't get to shine that much.
I'll note that Captain Real would make time to attend the funeral. Just because one of those, like, she was pursuing Carpenter, and then it's like, oh, well, what happened? It's like, oh, she was lost. What do you mean? She's an adjutant. Oh, lost in battle. She was fighting on the station. It's like, oh, holy crap. That's I mean, I didn't know her very much. I was trying to get to know her, but damn, what the hell?
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is like, as she was beginning to warm up and have a personal life, they all get strangled away from her. And yeah, and the other thing is, I do kind of hope that her death, at the very least, shows to command that this was an understaffed post that needed more people there, because Carpenter did not necessarily have to be a cowboy adjutant doing what she was doing, but there were very few other skilled senior officers who could be doing her role, assisting Haifa in the execution of these plans. So, like, you know, it was her, or it was a lieutenant with half as much experience as her doing these things. And so, like, of course it felt her. And it's like the fact she shouldn't have been there because command failed to send adequate officers here. It is what it is.
Who's next?
I have some things to tag on to that thought. Because Haifa is now shipless for a little while, but came up through the engineering track, would she be able to assume leadership of the implementation of Project Cobalt, like actually replace the Packlet?
Packlet wasn't in charge of Project Cobalt.
No, but he was the chief architect.
Yeah, he was the chief shipwright.
That's what I mean. I don't mean replace Thralic as the person who's on the top of the document for who led it. I mean actually on the day-to-day,
right,
who's out there directing teams.
I meant Lieutenant Commander Falas, the because we had a design team and like a project management team.
Oh, so you just be able to join that team as the senior officer.
Yeah. If that's possible, then I want to do. I want to at least attempt two things. The first is to push for the ship to be named the Carpenter when it's finally commissioned.
See, I was going to suggest that, but I wanted to be humble, so I'm glad someone else came up with the thought.
Is there any resistance by throw? Because you're the one who that could you're the only person who could veto it because the vice admiral is way too far away to be in touch with what's going on out here. It's your project. You figured it out.
She'll approve that. Definitely.
The second thing is Haifa, because Thralic saved Starfleet's reputation in after the Breen fight, right?
Yeah.
And Haifa previously had a lot of contact, especially with help through helping through Serana's help with engaging with the FIS's leadership. I want to see if some adjustments to Project Cobalt can be made so that if the did we ever decide is Starfleet going to own the ship or is the FIS going to own the ship?
It's a joint venture.
Joint project.
Okay, that if the FIS request it, the ship can serve effectively as a flagship. Like I planned, the original plan that Haifa submitted before it started getting built, right, was primarily a science and exploration ship. And now this is trying to get the FIS, some of their some of their ministers to sign off on, well, actually, we don't need this secondary set of sensor banks, but what would really be helpful is a secondary command bridge, and then also trying to move the needle on the FIS actually being willing to have some clause that, if we're ever in a Breen situation again, or we're ever in a situation where a bunch of hostile Klingons set up a station on our front door and start doing nefarious things, we have a ship that can command all of our scale 3 and 4 ships effectively, rather than continuing to use these scale 3s as not only their frontline ships but also their command ships.
Yeah, basically I have like a Commodore assigned to, or a member of the Minister of Defense's staff on the ship.
Perhaps
being like,
a friend who happens to be Minister of Defense.
There's a minister's office on the ship.
Hello.
Yeah, that'd be something the FAS could do, because the FAS isn't a big, because that's part of it too. The FAS, as the Halanak fleet builds, the FIS fleet has to be rebuilt. So that the USS Carpenter is, or the NX Carpenter, I should say, would be a spear point of the new initiative, where it's like we're trying to build more Starfleet-y, and with some input from you, but also working the joints of your agreement, not only being Halanak Station, but the NX Carpenter, because it's the ship half of the equation once it's built.
And how fitting that that Carpenter's that the ship's namesake is a command focused officer, and the ship is being pushed in that direction.
I believe that leaves us with Centurion Ryloff.
Hi, yes. The purpose of him being here in the first place. Pushing to reach the conclusion of that with the FIS.
Yeah, the FAS is fairly eager to take on the Imperial State part in the Halanak agreement. Whether Thralic opposes it or not, it's one of those like, well, if Starfleet's not, it doesn't want the Imperial in, they do want the Romulans to be part of this because for two reasons. One, they've been petitioning and it's been voted on that that the FIS will open diplomatic relations for a joint defense for a joint security effort, which does kind of pull the FIS into the Civil War. It's not, which most aren't thrilled about, but this is one of those points where it's like, look, we're starting to get a little overwhelmed by the by galactic politics. Essentially, they're not in a position to really be not part of it anymore if they want to benefit. But also, it means that the state will actually have they recognize that state ships were there to save Starfleet and save the mission, and they didn't look into the facility. So that does mean that there will be one of Tharlak's difficulties in the future will be dealing with the new Carpenter, the NX Carpenter, the formation of Halanak fleet, and the Halanak fleet being enlarged by the presence of a Romulan fleet. Probably those three same ships. It's like, well, you guys are on Halanak duty. Wait, we are? Oh, we were doing something. Well, you're doing this now. Like, okay.
I mean, you can still be doing said something. It just happens to be you have a base much closer to you now.
Oh, we don't have to sneak all the way back to Romulan space. That's nice.
And Haifa can't help in uniform, but occasionally out of uniform, and being that Rylov was both her XO and the XO over her at one time, it was like Haifa to like occasionally be like, oh, Rylov, you want to come over for dinner and meet my friend, the Minister of Defense, or this other minister that helped us with football. Because although Haifa was really suspicious of Romulans at the beginning of the game, being around Rylov, and now having her entire crew saved by Romulans who did not immediately do the sneaky thing, she's willing to help push the state into this.
Yeah, and unless Thralic receives specific orders to do otherwise, she's fine with letting the. She will not oppose anything related to the Romulans being invited into the Accord.
The neo-religious counselor responsible for this, for Shackleton, tries to get Thralic court-martialed again. They try to dress it up with it. They try not to say treason, but they try to talk around it as much as possible. And the Vice Admiral shuts that off immediately. It's like, I'm sorry. I don't believe we're in a state of war with the Imperial State, so I'm not doing that. You can't order me to do a court-martial. Unless you want to take it up with the Security Council. I'll go with you. No? Mm-hmm. Okay, then. Then drop it. I don't have time for this.
With whatever sway Rylov does hold over it on the Romulan side of things, it's very much like yes, the FIS might technically be in a state of war with this agreement, but we're not going to ask them to send their ships to do anything. Like, they don't really have a benefit to doing that for us or them.
It's more probably logistics. Like, hey, can we send some ships there for repairs that are in the area?
However, the benefit was it wasn't just security. Remember, it was security and science.
Mm-hmm.
So the Romulan state gets a huge insight into quantum power systems, inheritor tech, and it's one of those things where the commander of that ship tells with Haifa, it's like, follow orders. What you may want to have a accommodation now, but if you just shut the hell up and do your job, we win anyway. So don't do the sneaky thing. I know you want to. Don't.
Don't be opportunistic. The opportunity is still here.
Like, Rylov probably had to remind that commander, like, don't. I know you want to. Don't. You will screw up all the work I've been doing.
It's very much that is a short-term benefit. This is a long-term benefit.
Yeah. Rylov could even easily explain it doesn't even have to be that long-term benefit, right? Because it's not it's not secret that Haifa learned everything the FIS knows about quantum slipstream drives from their own libraries. So Rylov, all Rylov has to do is like, they already let Starfleet know everything. Just don't look at the inheritor thing. We get this deal approved, and then you can just read their entire engineering database with no access, and you don't have to sneak around to do it.
But they also get in on the inheritor thing as well from it's being researched scientifically by the Halanak Agreement, and now they're in as a scientific partner.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like
Which
it's a thing, but definitely trying to be like like as much as he can sway things to be like more even-footed. It's like no, we're genuinely trying to change a new leaf, and if anyone's trying to be vaguely old style on that, he's being a bit of a blocker to it.
What do you
As
do
much
against?
as he can as a Centurion.
What do you do against Commander Halanak, if anything? Because you know he's part of the, you know his dual loyalties, and you're gonna get your career in the next few months is gonna have a trajectory leap because you're gonna be the liaison officer that got them the Halanak Agreement. You might not be a Centurion by the end of the by the end of the few months.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got contacts with. I mean, I believe it's the senator's adjutant or whatever that I know, but essentially means to put myself on a. Hey, this is my ground. This is this. You don't touch that. Whatever the fuck the Typhon Pact is, you need to make sure that it's not working against us. Like being a counterbalance to him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If he can position himself in that manner.
So you're not gonna try to crush him. You're just balancing off his half of it.
Yeah, because he's not sitting there with the belief that Halleck's doing this entirely maliciously. Halleck's probably doing it with the belief that it is, in fact, the right thing to do.
And I'll say to that, Halleck becomes a constant problem for you, but you're a constant problem for him, and that sort of balance of power he's okay with. Like that's a very Romulan solution to the problem. It's like, look, we both have disagreeing politics. As long as if we step on each other's toes, that's okay. As long as we don't stab each other, because we are both serving the Empire, just in different ways.
Yeah, and it's technically the understanding of we're both on the side of the state. At the end of the day, we're on this side because we want the same thing, even if we have different means of achieving that thing.
We don't want the Tal Shiar to win. Either way. Well, if the Typhon Pact likes it, that's too bad.
It's like if the Typhon Pact decides that they want a Tal Shiar method, then you're the one that's supposed to be balancing that out.
As for Kovic, Kovic goes missing. After a while.
Shit.
For what?
Serpentia goes missing too?
Yeah, she goes missing.
He's on holiday.
Oh,
that's what's
they've
happening.
eloped.
Yeah.
Whatever happens on that regard, that's a whole other adventure that Kovic gets into. As for whatever happens to Ven, Ven has his own set of adventures with his crew. As he's now an inheritor jumping across time and space. Whatever happens to him, that's also a mystery because he doesn't really return, not within the next few months. But perhaps Kovic and Ven may show up in crossovers in the future. Same with Haifa, Tharlak, and Rylov. So if you want to keep your character sheets for crossovers, feel free because the other two ships are still active, so they're still going to be doing things. Yeah. The last thing I'll say on Sunset is that Presiding Speaker Varys, for all his initial plan this whole time had been to use the Federation as a means to destroy his rival at the previous Minister of Defense. That's the only reason he wanted to be in the Halanak Agreement. He much would have preferred the Romulans or the Klingons, because he's more militant. But Starfleet has proven time and again, yes, not only are you a scientific, diplomatic, and cultural power that's worth dealing with, but also when it comes to defending the FIS and its interests, and defending the Shackleton as a whole, you are willing to fight alongside the FIS. You're willing to share information with the FIS. If it comes down to it, you're willing to risk crew and ship for alongside the FIS, or for their, or like you'd even bring them along for the Klingon thing. It's like, well, you guys already hurt. Could you have twisted their arm and forced it? Maybe, but you didn't. You didn't use up the last of their defenses to help you with this, and yet it turned out. So overall, Varys it becomes a champion of the Federation as part of the Halanak agreement. Likewise, the
And he still
state's
gets the
part.
Romulans.
Yeah, like he actually likes the Romulans, and he gets to have the Romulans. It's the state. He's learned that he likes the state more than he likes the Tal Shiar by a landslide. He's not terribly thrilled about sharing Inheritor Tech with anybody, but how Inheritor Tech will feature in future of the FAS is a whole other question for a century from now. But I think that's the last of that. Any final words or thoughts for your characters before we fade off?
I do think Haifa's had an arc you could not plan for or write, because the introduction of
Yeah.
Haifa was as an engineer who was desperately trying to convince Thralik and Ralov to overuse the QSD to jump in. Like the first scene was trying to jump into the Halanak system to solve a problem, and they were being conservative and wanted to use it as a reaction if something goes wrong, not to just jump into the problem, right? And then Haifa's ultimate action in the game is to jump into a problem that is both too big to handle and is handled by jumping in. You can plan that.
No, it's it's been a trip.
I do find the contrasts in Carpenter and Serrana's ends a little funny. Serrana got to uh, um, reach the upper echelons of the FIS's government, and permanently leave her mark on the country with her ideology and commitment to uh, some uh, some political beliefs, we'll phrase it like that. And Carpenter, meanwhile, had about as much ambition with wanting to make something out of the Halanak group. And unlike Serrano, was actually willing to get down in the dirty to accomplish it. And the result of that was, being exploded on a station and having her charred remains stumped in a cargo hold. Sometimes being the better person is not rewarded.
There's a message for a Star Trek TV show.
Yeah.
It's not a message for a Star Trek TV show, but it is a message for an RPG in which these things are not predetermined and the roles determine.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to say they probably weren't dumped in a cargo hold. I feel like the Romulan vessels do have a morgue.
Mhm.
Okay.
Given they're carrying what? It's something ridiculous, like there's supposed to be 10,000 guys on each ship.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Also, yeah, if space is a concern, they can just put you in the singularity and you get oxygen added to the energy of the ship.
Sure.
Putting a body of someone taken before their time into a singularity sounds like a great start to Event Horizon 2.
I do like that
there's cool.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! If you had something connected to that, I didn't.
Well, I was gonna say that I like the connection of we never knew what the Cobalt was going to be named. Like we were all kind of like, it's Project Cobalt. We'll name it at some point, whatever it is. It may be the NX Cobalt, But it's like, no. It is named and it makes total sense. Like, it's named the NX Carpenter. Yeah. If someone looked into the history of it, it's like, why is it called the Carpenter? Well, during its development, the adjutant who helped build it died in service. Like, oh, holy crap. And the person who led the team said, I want to name it after my former fellow officer. Not even a member of your crew. She was a member of the Admiralty advisory staff.
Yeah.
Of the Admiralty staff.
She's an honorary member of the crew because this is the second time in a row that there was a major fleet thing, and she decided to join us of her own volition.
Yeah. She's a volunteer crew.
And also a volunteer for an extremely dangerous mission, risking life and limb and paying the consequences for said danger.
And if you like look through the development or whatever, and it's like, oh, did she die because there was like an engineering accident with this unexplored technology? He's like, no, she died on a completely unrelated thing, storming a Klingon station and trying to man the torpedoes till the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and the other thing too is that like she was actively involved in the development of the Cobalt too, because she handpicked most of the engineering staff for it and assembled like half of the equipment needed to start production. So,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
although the ship is many people's baby, it certainly was Carpenter's baby as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I just realized Rylov has a trump card that he can use on Halanak anytime he wants.
That-
He has a favor with the first command of that major, the Silver People.
No.
The
Yeah.
Harbinger's first command and control. He's got a favor with her.
Oh,
Like, through his time, he has got some very impressive, powerful favors.
for a guy who
Yeah,
used
I
to
mean-
man a listening station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of origins, I've got some version of Shay Thralic has existed across all of our campaigns
Yeah,
so far.
from support
Like
character to
from
now.
support character all the way up to admiral.
Yeah, because Trollocs is the legacy character because she served on the Kismet, yeah, as
She
the
served
chief
on
of
the Kismet,
security. No, one of the security officers.
So she started off as a security officer and eventually became chief of security over on the Achilles, I believe.
Yeah, she was on the Kismet, never the chief, because Rudder was there.
Yeah,
Right,
Rudder was
right.
chief there, but she got moved over
Uh,
to the Achilles, became chief of security there, became the leader of the Hoplite project,
then EXO.
then XO, then captain, then admiral. She came up. When she was introduced, she was a lieutenant junior grade.
With daddy issues.
With that,
I'll also note that this timeline wise is the currently the latest point of the friggin' saga of Kismet to Achilles. Kismet to Tiger Squadron to Achilles to Halanak.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thralic as a character has been around longer than I've been in the game.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it's very bittersweet to come to the end of this long of a tied together continuity. Definitely.
But what does this mean for Tuesdays? Those watching this, that there's gonna be another game. There's gonna be another adventure, another story to tell. But these aren't the characters that will tell it. But these players may very well be the ones who are telling them. I certainly hope. So,
Yeah.
for all of you watching, thank you very much for watching. And for those of you playing, thank you very much for playing. And may not be on Halanak Station, but I hope to see you in another adventure next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Yay.
And here I thought standing before the storm was gonna be too dour a title. I'm like, no, I think I encapsulated.
It was definitely appropriate,
I was not expecting our season and campaign end to be character death, ship blows up.
I
Yeah,
wasn't aware that this was the campaign end until like halfway through, and I was like, oh wait, shit.
Yeah.
There's a kind of a miscalculation on my part. When he said the scale 30 fleets coming in, I assumed you were going to bring them in as one big bunch,
Lump.
because that would be the most scary thing you would think, right? And so I planned everything around all I have to do is get vicious and get enough dice to defeat a scale 30 fleet that probably doesn't have vicious once. And that only takes a couple actions. But if they're all split up and some of them are scale 10 or whatever, made it impossible to achieve the way I had thought. And it's like, oh no, with them split up like this is probably not something we can pull off.
I think that this fleet combat was really a good example, honestly, of how under the old rules we were working for, a death ball was a lot of the times the scariest thing. But under these new rules that turned out to be the correct rules, death ball is actually kind of a disadvantage a lot of the time.
Because you lose
What do you
all
mean by
your.
death ball?
You lose all your benefits. Your action economy is even worse because you still only have like one hero character in like command of the group basically. So it's like
So imagine if I biffed though. Like if I biffed, there was
yeah.
nothing the enemy fleet could do. It's like, they get to shoot back.
Like
That's not good.
that was definitely then down to the dice type deal.
Yep.
Whereas statistically we could have come out of that, but
The
like it
dice
was
just said nah.
such a high risk. Yeah.
Now, it could have been worse if I was not. If I didn't say, "Hey, I know this was said no," but
Yeah.
And my thought wasn't even to bring them in. My thought was legitimately just going to be, I think they might be able to handle it, but
Mhm.
I could see Corbinian spending threat to bring in more ships. So what if I just have them
Yeah.
not show up in the field, but are acting as a, hey, we're going to eat X number of reinforcements that Corbinian tries to bring in.